We've made it. We're here. Yes. Hello, one and all. Welcome, one and all, to the DCEU review. It's the show where we talk about the DC Extended Universe and review it. This is our
What our
second.
forefathers used to watch before the days of James Gunn.
Yes. We're old men. We're tired of this. Nah.
We're old, we're hurt, we're tired, and we work with children.
Yep. But I'm David.
Donovan.
And why did you say that name?
Oh, don't do that.
Okay. Okay. But yes, we watched Man of Steel already. Part
It
of
ain't
this,
my mother's name, that's for sure.
it ain't what?
It ain't my mother's name, that's for sure.
No. Nonovan. That your real name?
I feel bombarded that I just showed up. I didn't even see the comments until I saw a creepy underpig.
Nice to see you, by the way, Enderpig.
Yeah.
Get back in the chat and say something. But we did watch Man of Steel already, and that's basically first movie in the Snyder trilogy, because this is the only Snyder trilogy we're getting. And that was took us a while to watch Man of Steel, and about 3 days, right? Something like that.
And ironically, give or take, if you take away the breaks, when we watched the Ultimate Edition for this, it only took us 2 days. Surprisingly. Yep. And we got like 2 hours in on day one.
True.
Which to me it feels like an achievement, considering the fact we watched a 3-hour-long movie.
Yeah. I forgot it was 3 hours. I didn't really feel it myself.
Now let's see how long we last when we watch Snyder Cut.
Oh, that's going to be a 2-parter for sure. Maybe. I don't know. I know when we get to Peacemaker season 1, we're definitely going to have to split it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched Batman v Superman. Widely regarded as one of the worst superhero movies. Which,
yeah, despite making a crap ton of money at box office.
Yeah.
Which is ironic enough. Say what you want about the early DCEU, but like, sorry, I had a brain fart. Say what you want about the early DCEU, but the movies Man of Steel, BVS, and Suicide Squad 2016 are considered to be some of the worst superhero films ever. Yet they made more money in the box office than a majority of the best superhero films ever. So take that with what you will.
I guess.
Yeah, take that with what you will. So
at least people watched it and know about it.
At least you did watch it.
Yeah. I guess general thoughts before we talk about it. I've seen this is my first time seeing the Ultimate Edition. It helps with some things, but I don't think it changed my opinion on the movie. I think this movie's a guilty pleasure of mine for some reason.
I agree.
That might not be the right word. I don't know if you would use the same word. I know you like it a lot more than I do, but
I wouldn't say it's a guilty pleasure, but I know what you mean.
I guess it's just
It
because.
feels one of it feels like one of those cult classic films where it's like no one really likes it at first, but like after a while, it's like like a certain circle of people come together and actually like enjoy it, like seriously. And I feel like I'm part of that circle. It's not perfect,
Oh, it's
both the
got.
theatrical or ultimate edition by any stretch of the imagination. But
Yeah.
I still enjoy this movie a lot.
Yeah, it's something I like to think about sometimes. I think it's.
Yeah,
I think what saves it for me is the visuals and how the characters look for
yeah.
the most part. And the casting is pretty perfect for these
Yeah.
characters.
And of course, Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL being Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL.
Oh yeah, Hans Zimmer is one of the goats of scores, or
Just theatrical scores in general.
yeah, and there's a lot for him that we like. Like we were listening to the uh, TASM 2 soundtrack that one time,
Yeah.
just hanging out, and we were thinking about it. It was good, and I listened to that afterwards a little bit, like in the car,
Uh-huh.
and I was just listening to the TASM 2 Spider-Man theme, and it was great. Um, but Lex has hair. Well, we'll get there when we get.
Okay. But so does Nicholas Holt. He has eyebrows. What's the point here?
Yeah, eyebrows are the exact same thing as hair. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Um, but it's a movie. I wouldn't
It's
say
definitely a movie.
it's a movie. I wouldn't say that I respect. It's just a movie that I kind of like. That I have a lot of problems with, but I still kind of like it. Like TASM 2.
It's just a movie I kind of like.
I don't know. You can kind of like a bad movie, or at least a movie with problems.
Uh,
Never saw the movie, so that's all I know about it. Well, we're going to tell you what happens and what we think about the events. And I don't think this will take us too long. If it took us 3 hours for Man of Steel, I don't think it'll take us long for this one.
uh,
Hopefully not. But the film opens up with a funeral where they're bringing the caskets of Thomas and Martha Wayne, and Bruce runs off into the woods and doesn't get chased for some reason. I was like, dude, I
yeah,
don't know.
they don't. He's gonna let a 10-year-old run to the woods. All right, buddy.
All right,
You do you, boo.
you do you. And it keeps flashing back between the funeral scene and what happens before it, which is obviously the moment Bruce's parents get killed. But the way it plays out, it's shot beautifully,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of references to the comics and source material.
Zorro.
Yeah, they have Zorro. Also, Bruce's parents are played by Jeffrey.
Dean Morgan.
Yes, and
For some
Lauren.
reason, he's used in the DCEU as Thomas Wayne, but that's it.
Yeah,
I was still thinking he would have been a great Flashpoint Thomas.
I agree. That would have been really good. And we have Lauren Cohan as Martha, which, by the way, both Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan are in The Walking Dead.
Why
And
did you say that now?
it's his mother's name. but but Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan are both in The Walking Dead show, and I'm going to spoil it for I don't know who doesn't know the spoilers for this, but there's a character named Glenn in The Walking Dead, who's played by Steven Yeun, Invincible. So that's cool. And Lauren Cohan's character falls in love. They both fall in love, and then we have Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who kills Glenn at some point. And then they have a
freaking.
Say what?
I'm not growing a freaking garden.
Yeah. And then Negan and Lauren have a show later on. So that's interesting. I've never seen it, but I know they have one. So they had a weird, different universe interaction for some reason. Weird canon event there. But then the mugger comes up and still shot beautifully. But this is one problem I have when Thomas decides to throw a punch at the robber.
At a guy with a gun.
Exactly. The gun's pointed at him. And I know you're trying to defend your family, but like, not a smart move, man.
Fist versus bullet. I wonder who's gonna win that exchange.
Yeah.
I mean, like, fist versus firearm. That's all right, buddy.
All right.
In another universe, maybe not this one.
Mm-hmm. Just give him some hundreds and just let him go.
Give him Lucille.
Who's Lucille?
The Bat. Lucille the Bat. His bat in The Walking Dead.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just give him Lucille.
Yeah.
Because she's a vampire bat.
That's
what he says in Tekken. So, yeah, he said. Yeah, for some reason in Tekken they have freaking Negan as a guest character.
Interesting.
He's a playable character of all people. Negan.
So
should have been a Mortal Kombat character. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Negan as a Mortal Kombat character would be sick.
Yeah.
So then Martha tries to get the gun out of his hand, and then he gets the gun in between her pearls, pearl necklace, and then she gets shot. By the way, no blood spatter either, which I know, especially because this is the Ultimate Edition, I would have expected something. But
what do you mean?
Well, just because the Ultimate Edition adds blood to this.
It did?
Yeah, to the one guy who got hit with the box in the warehouse fight. There's a guy who got a box.
I thought that was there in the theatrical cut.
No, it was not. I remember watching it in theatrical. I didn't see any blood, and then because this one is R-rated, but like I don't really see why it would be.
Like, if they showed Batman more often, I would understand. But they don't. I don't see how this would be R-rated either. If anything, you're just skirting the line between PG-13.
Yeah.
You're just teetering on that edge.
Yeah. And like you have...
There's not even like one really bad swear word thrown here either. Like the F word or S word as far as I can remember.
The F word was said twice in the Ultimate, but one of them you could barely hear because it was like a whisper. The first one, I don't remember when that was said. But so then Bruce says, no. And then it shows his parents on the ground, Thomas reaching out to Martha, and he says, Martha. And this is very important. This is more important than you think. Actually, I forgot who said this, but I think it's an interesting argument where he said Thomas Wayne wouldn't do this, and what he meant by that was like he would have comforted Bruce like he did in Batman Begins, which I mean I can see that.
Yeah.
yeah, you would need Thomas and Martha to be more central, I guess. And I think in this one, in this movie in particular, it being a flashback, not much is given to them. Um, but I do agree Thomas should have been something towards Bruce. Like he kind of, it seems like he kind of ignored him in this movie. But
I also tend to think too, and I believe I told you this. In this flashback, Joe Chill, the guy who canonically always kills the Waynes. In this flashback, he kind of just shoots them, and it's just like the only reason why I feel like he just shoots them is because he knew Thomas was about to like try and hit him.
yeah,
So in that regard, I can get it. Why Martha?
I don't know.
That's something about the Wayne's that I never understood. Why would you just openly shoot them? When I feel like it would make a lot more sense if you shoot one of them by mistake. They're
Or
like,
maybe
oh
run off.
God. Yeah, they try and run off, or like he panics, shoots the other one. And then he panics again when he sees Bruce and he's about to shoot Bruce. Then he realizes, oh crap, this is a kid, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just took out two parents. Am I really going to take out a kid too? Now I'm going to just book it. That would have made a lot more sense. And in my opinion, if you just shot him on accident, rather than be kind of like Sandman did in Spider-Man 3 to Uncle Ben, instead of just, pop you, and then I'm a dip.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't make a lot of sense.
I just, and this isn't just the problem I have with BVS. This is the problem I have with the Wayne's death altogether. Because it's just like, why would you deliberately shoot them? The only two versions of the Wayne's death that make sense for him to deliberately shoot them is the 1989 movie and the 2019 Joker film. 1989 Batman film, you have Jack Napier, who actually shoots the Waynes, who winds up being Joker in the movie. He does it. I think it was a robbery gone wrong, and then he just shoots them. And he was about to shoot Bruce, and then he leaves because one of his buddies tells him, "Let's go." And he basically he looks at Bruce and is like, "Consider this is your lucky day, kid." And then he leaves. And then, of course, you got Joker 2019. You have that version, which makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
When it comes to their death. I feel like that's the most sensible way that their deaths were portrayed in live action for once.
I would say so, yeah, just because the Waynes in the Joker movie are not the best people.
No, definitely not Thomas.
Yeah, and like Bruce didn't do anything. He's a kid. So
Bruce, I hated the Bruce in this movie, in the Joker film, as he just stands there like, okay, like when Arthur goes to the Wayne Manor, he just talks to a stranger and lets him put his fingers in his mouth to make a smile. And then when Bruce's parents get shot, he just stands there and doesn't say or do anything. It's just like, what?
Not the best kid actor.
Meanwhile, terrible kid acting, killed the actor. But normally, when you see every iteration of Bruce Wayne in live action, he's screaming or crying. This one's just like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And
this is where this is where you give props to I'd say the Batman Begins kid is really good. And
I'd say the Batman Begins kid and Davi Mazouz from Gotham.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Like,
he's so good.
Dude, his scream when he saw them die, that was like peak right there.
It was.
That's like perfect kid reaction to just seeing their parents be gunned down in front of them. Just that scream alone.
Mm-hmm. I would say also, I do want to give props to the guy who played Joe Chill in Batman Begins because it looked like he was regretting it when he was doing what he was doing.
Uh-huh.
I would say that's probably the closest we'd get. And like, it's not that hard to fix these kinds of things. Just like with
It's
Man of
really
Steel, just like with Superman's origin, Batman's origin, dude. If we made DC movies, we would not have these problems. And I'm not trying to brag.
I just feel like just making their deaths be accidental, and then Batman finds Joe Chill in the future. I think that'd be a decent storyline, especially when you realize a majority of the time in DC media, even comics, Batman never finds Joe Chill.
Yeah,
The death of the Waynes is always unsolved. That's kind of like unfair.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It's just like it's kind of like the death of Uncle Ben from like TASM 1. I mean, yeah, they know Carradine did it, but where's Carradine?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Where is Carradine?
Right, all of a sudden he's just gone.
Yeah.
At least the Raimi films actually tried to fix that. It was like, oh, you thought it was Carradine? No, it was Sandman. But he didn't do it on purpose.
Cool.
You could have a Spider-Man 3 story beat with that, but with Batman and Joe Chill, but they never do it. I think Batman's only met Joe Chill a handful of times ever.
Right. Yeah, you could have a redemption arc maybe for him, but
or you just have like Batman, I forgive you. You still going to jail for what you did, but I forgive you.
yeah.
I can't even hurt you for that.
Right. But yeah, in this movie,
unless you want Batman to kill and be like, did you kill my father? Did you give him a chance?
Yeah.
Throws him out of a building window.
Exactly.
That would be Ben Affleck's Batman, though. You killed the Waynes. Did you give them a chance after proceeding to break every bone in the body so strategically that it doesn't hit anything vital, but he still throws them out of the window?
Yeah.
Oh, what about my uncle? Did you give him a chance?
Did you answer me?
Imagine if Uncle Ben did the Avenge Me scene.
And he's like, no! And Toby would have like the scream, like a high scream with that.
No, he does the Spider-Man 2 scream, like the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Avenge me! Just that scream.
Oh.
This is the moment where Spider-Man shits himself a second time.
This is such a meme. Like, this is the moment.
I love that video.
That's
more so random.
It is. But proves a valid theory, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying, ain't no way a grown man would make a noise like that if he didn't.
Yeah.
There's no way a grown man would make a shriek like that if you did.
It's always a Spider-Man actor with a high voice when they scream. But anyway. So then we have going back and forth with that scene, going back and forth with Bruce Wayne running through the woods and then falling down a well or in a hole.
What do we fall, Bruce?
So that we can live.
When I see him falling into the pit, I always think of Batman Begins, where they did the same thing, and then they have the line, "Why do we fall, Bruce?" I feel like they kind of ripped that off of Batman Begins.
Yeah, I think so. But so yeah, don't leave your kid running in the woods, Alfred.
I don't know why you did.
Yeah. So he's in a little cave, a bat cave. Okay, but he's in a cave with bats in them, and they fly at him, and this is the weirdest part.
It's the most bizarre. In my opinion, I think it's the most bizarre scene in both the Ultimate and theatrical edition, because this scene just never made sense to me, and I don't think it ever will.
The
They
bat.
don't explain how this happens. I don't even think Zach explained it.
No, but so the bats surround Bruce and they fly him out of the hole. They circle around him, a bunch of bats circling around him fast, flying
And he's
fast.
levitating.
He's
Like they're
levitating,
picking him up.
which I don't see how because his arms are just out. Like there's nothing to grab on. Like he's not holding on to
No.
anything. They're not holding on to him. They're just flying him up, and he's like a bat god. Like he's just like
You
Morbius.
know that one meme, David, of KSI? He had his arms stretched out wide and he's like levitating in his house.
That's exactly what that is.
That's essentially what just happens in this movie.
Or like Max from Stranger Things just levitating.
Yeah, it's just like he's just floating upward
Wow.
for no reason. And you know, it's the funny thing. This is the one time it ever happens. Grown adult Batman, this doesn't happen with.
Yeah.
In fact, not a single bat is in his arsenal
No,
at all.
not at all.
Bats show up, but they pretty much leave.
Yeah.
And it's just weird that he did this. I think I've tried to find Gravity, Bruce Wayne. Basically. He did well.
They're in the woods.
They just
That's
did the
perfect.
KSI meme.
They did. Also a good thing circling back to Walking Dead. Thank you, Enderpig. But yeah, so that he gets out of the hole in the dream. What is it? Hold on. Oh, what did he
It's
say?
a beautiful lie.
Something. Yeah, it's a beautiful lie. It was some
I
in
still
the
love
dream.
that.
Say what?
I still love that song.
Oh yeah. In the dream, they took me to the light. A beautiful lie. I don't know what that means. But
There's more text to that.
okay.
I know there is, but I don't remember it all.
So then we transition to Metropolis. Mankind is introduced to the Superman.
Okay, before we get that, by the way, I do want to say something as a side note. When Bruce says the whole beautiful lie thing, I just knew everybody gonna be trying to be philosophical in this movie. There's a lot of like bare bones, at face value, philosophy in this movie. Primarily Lex Luthor, but we'll get to that soon.
Yeah.
I don't know what Zach's trying to cook with this.
Me neither. I mean,
I don't know what she was trying to cook up, buddy. But it wasn't working. It's just like elementary school philosophy right here. Bro thought he was the next Plato with this dialogue.
That's the thing. They always try to make these superheroes like very. I don't want to say Greek, but like something out of religion. Like they're making these heroes look like gods. And while they look like gods,
theme between this and Man of Steel a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot worse in this movie though.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they always consider Superman a god figure in Man of Steel. In this film, they really harp on that idea, but they also do it with Batman.
They do,
but in a way, I can kind of see why you would do it with Batman. Because he's always been considered, like in comics and stuff, as like this urban legend kind of character. Anyways,
I do like that.
That makes sense for him. Superman, not really.
Mm-hmm. Not really.
I mean, I can get the religious symbolism for Superman, but again, that's not what he is. Batman, yes, but only as an urban legend. Superman, that's just Superman.
Yeah,
that's all that is. That's all that is, buddy. It's just Superman.
Batman in this movie is kind of not really, but like slightly the equivalent of like the analog horror version of Batman that we had on YouTube for a little bit.
I believe this Batman is like a direct copy paste of the Dark Knight Returns Batman, because there is a lot of similarities between both versions. And I don't just mean his physical appearance either, which is very Dark Knight Returns inspired.
Yes.
And if you can't tell by my profile image, we will get to that when we get to it. But yes, he does the pose. He does the pose. The fact that David actually paused it at the right moment still gets me. He's been hitting. You guys don't see it, but he's been hitting different with these pauses sometimes.
Oh, dude,
he either does a really funny one or a really good one. This is one of the good ones.
I've been growing in my pausing skills. I know we're skipping ahead, but when the courthouse that I love perfectly cut
that. I really wish we clipped that.
Me too. But anyway, that's good. But we got
Broski almost made me spit out my water seeing that.
I think you said something. I thought you said like I'm glad I wasn't drinking water because I would have spit it out.
Yeah. I had a bottle of water next to my computer when I was watching it, and I was so glad I didn't take a sip of it because I probably would have spat it out.
Sorry. But when we do get a Metropolis, though, and this is something I think we said in the Man of Steel video, Bruce Wayne shows up in the helicopter down to a taxi car and just drives into Metropolis.
Yeah, while Black Zero is happening somewhere in the distance, Bruce Wayne just arrived.
And I'm glad he cares.
And so did the Flash to a degree, but he just stood there and watched. But yeah, Bruce Wayne shows up.
Yeah. And I'm glad he's doing things as Bruce Wayne, but you could do a lot more as Batman, personally.
You really could have.
I don't know.
And it's not like Batman in the future doesn't show up in the daytime because he does it in the Flash. And in Justice League. And in Snyder Cut. He shows up in the daytime. This Batman has no problem with it, so I don't know why he didn't do it here.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, if Flash could do it, which we will get to, then Batman could have done it.
One thing I will say about the Black Zero event that I actually like a bit more than the version in Man of Steel, this one gives a more on the ground feel to it. Like if you give it more like a horrors of war kind of feel to it. Yeah, but you see it in Superman, how it's like a lot of destruction and everything, and how bad it is, and you get a ground view of like from everybody on the Daily Planet. Here, it feels a little bit worse. Like you feels like you knew the stakes were large in Man of Steel. In this one, it felt a bit larger, considering what was happening from like on the ground level.
Yeah,
it felt worse.
Yeah, it was really. I mean, realistically, that's what would happen. But.
And looking at the edits of like everybody combining all the scenes from like the Flash, this movie, and Man of Steel, they give you like the perfect like Black Zero event, like perspective from everyone. Seeing it now in this movie hits so different.
It does. Yeah. It is cool. So while Bruce is driving on the road, he calls someone who works for him, Jack, right? And he tells Jack to get out. He tells him to get out of the building. So Jack is like, "Oh yeah, okay, everyone, let's get out of the building." It's like you were just now realizing that. Go on.
He gets everyone out of the building, yet he stays. I don't get that.
That is true. Yep. I don't get that.
I also don't get the fact that Superman's hearing is also a piece of shit. And it's a lot worse in this film because of how inconsistent it is. You telling me Zod and Superman, who are in the same building as Jack was, and Zod was using heat vision, Jack was literally praying for forgiveness from the Lord. Superman didn't hear it.
That's the thing that
Meanwhile,
happens.
far off, towards the end of the film in the final battle, he can hear Lois Lane drowning.
This is a thing that happens a lot. Like, he uses his super hearing a lot in this movie, or more than he did in Man of Steel. I don't think he did at all in Man of Steel.
I don't think he did either.
I cannot remember a single time he used his super hearing in Man of Steel. And maybe they were like, for this movie, they were like, oh, yeah, super hearing? Oh, well, crap. We got to put that in for this second one. We better do that. So, cool. And it's really funny because Jack was like, oh, the boss wants us to leave the building. Let's make sure we get out of the building because the boss says so. It's like, who cares if the boss said so? You should have been out.
Yo, AWS should have been out. Screw what the boss says. I'm dipping. You
Yeah.
coming with me? Or you gonna stay in here? Let's go.
Yeah. So
I
Bruce
ain't
is
waiting on the old man to tell us this.
Yeah, absolutely not. I don't care if he's a billionaire. And I don't care. I don't care if he's like, say what?
Playboy philanthropist.
Yeah. Playboy.
I'm sorry. Anytime I hear the name billionaire, I always have to cut it off with like what Tony Stark said in the first Avengers movie.
Genius billionaire Playboy philanthropist.
You know what's funny? Side note again. In Lego Marvel's Avengers, they actually tackle like the storyline of the game is both the Avengers 1 and 2. When it cuts to the part where he says genius billionaire playboy philanthropist, they take out the word playboy. So it's just genius billionaire philanthropist.
Oh, I think it's because
I don't know why this just came to mind and why I felt the need to share it, but I forgot in that game they actually took the word out.
Maybe it's because it was for kids.
I'm like,
yeah,
I get it, but you're not slick, Lego.
I agree. There's a lot of weird. There's a lot of weird things that cut out of the Lego game. There was one in particular when at the end of Age of Ultron, when Thor flies off at the end and he leaves a mark with the Bifrost. Tony says that man has no regard for lawn maintenance in the movie. And then the Lego game, I remember. Say what?
No, I'm laughing.
Okay. And then in the Lego game, when he does that, Tony just says that man has no regard. Like, for what? You can't just say that. I was
another
so confused.
thing too. They also censor the fact that and this is a more obvious one. Ulysses Claw get his arm cut off.
Yeah,
I forgot how they actually handle it in the game, but they don't show him get it cut off by Ultron. I think they do it like a comical way, but I can't remember how they do it. If they show it at all.
That's one thing I like about Lego, when they kind of twist things like that. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, but then they have just weird censorships like the lawn maintenance.
That was weird. I don't know, because kids can't say that word. You don't know what we're capable of.
Lawn maintenance? What's inappropriate about lawn maintenance?
Okay, I agree, but I still want to see it. The word show up.
Yeah, what's inappropriate about that?
What's Nathan?
Genius billionaire playboy philanthropist. I get that. Why lawn maintenance? God forbid kids learn about lawn. That's what I'm saying.
So anyway, back to the movie. We cut to my favorite scene in Man of Steel when
Why are you saying that name?
It's his Mother's Day.
We're not even nowhere near
that. We're not. When the ship crashes into all those buildings.
Oh yeah, your favorite scene in Man of Steel.
My favorite scene.
They gave you a good view of it. They gave David a top-down view of it in BPS, and he starts losing it.
I go
in the first few minutes.
Don't do this! Stop!
I was like, if you destroy the ship, you destroy Krypton.
Krypton at its chance.
Ah! All you had. I can imagine Zack Snyder walking up to Henry Cavill as like, Cavill, all you had to do was get out of the ship and save it.
You told me to do that, Zack.
Cavill, you were supposed to. Your Superman was supposed to jump out of the ship and save the ship. Oh,
We forgot to film that.
hey, okay.
Oh. God forbid.
And what makes it funnier? What makes it funnier in this film? More buildings were actually destroyed by that ship than in Man of Steel, and it's just like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Where did this happen? I don't remember all of these buildings getting decimated. I only remember like 4 or 5. You gave me 6 or 7.
6, 7. Sorry. But anyway, my favorite scene happens, and what's weird is that Bruce Wayne in the car is like below the ship going over, and all the buildings are about to crash over him.
Yet somehow he lives. Because this is literally a good old fashioned example of Batman with plot armor.
Yeah, but Batman with Krypton.
Right there.
Yeah, but Batman with
Batman is so good. He's just good at what he does. He doesn't have plot armor.
Okay, sure.
I will show you a clip of this movie and tell you otherwise. And that's not even Batman. That's just Bruce Wayne. That make it worse.
Mm-hmm. I was watching a video today about like horror characters surviving Batman or how long they would survive. And he's like, now Batman can beat all of them, but I mean, we're going to see how long they would survive. And
just because Batman beat Dracula does not mean he could be anyone else.
Like William Afton was on there.
Not to mention the Dracula he fought is not the original monster version.
Yeah.
They had to, a lot of people fail to realize is Dracula, in comparison to other Universal monsters, got hella power creep.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I don't know much about Dracula, but just looking at the one in I'm going off like the 2004 Batman because that's the one I remember who fought Dracula. That's probably one of the more weaker iterations of Dracula. He was still powerful in the movie, but
yeah,
get the Universal monster version. Get Bram Stoker's Dracula against Batman. See how far you get. Matter of fact, you can count Orlok from Bill Skarsgård's Orlok. I'm just saying, until Batman figures it out, he's kind of screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a corpse. Imagine Dracula.
Why did you say that name? It's his mother's name.
I would still like to see more of Bill Skarsgård's Count Orlok, though.
That would be nice.
Him and a Batman interaction would be something else.
That would be cool. Maybe Pattinson's. I wouldn't mind seeing.
That would actually come full circle, considering the fact he played Edward.
Yeah,
that would come full circle.
Oh, so it's like a 3 crossover event then.
Twilight, Batman, and Nosferatu.
Yeah.
They would have to make a Twilight reference. They would have to.
Mm-hmm. So here's a weird thing here. I just noticed while looking at some of the clips from BVS. So when Bruce Wayne parks his car and then a bunch of people there are watching the airplane fly into the airplane with the Codex in it flying into that one ship in Metropolis flying over.
Yeah.
So they watch that happen where it sends a shockwave throughout the city there. And then a few seconds later, it shows Superman and Zod crashing into the building where Jack is at. Which, by the way, there was an extended period of time between those two things happening. Because you have Superman flying Lois to safety. And by the way, it's sucking in everything as well. And he's trying to fly away from that. And then Superman and Lois land, and then Zod, they start the fight. Like, all that's just kind of skipped over somehow for some reason. And then in a few seconds, it has Bruce running a few blocks, and it shows them crashing into the building where Jack is at. Not Zach. Jack's the other guy. Jack in the building. And then this is the part where Zod is doing his laser thing. Superman doesn't hear him. And he's like, somehow. It's like, God, please be with me. Have mercy on my soul. And then this part here I don't hate, when Bruce is like Jack, and then runs,
and
running,
runs straight into smoke.
Straight into the
dad. In a way, that seems like something Batman would do, though.
Yeah. While everyone else is running away, he's running to the smoke. I think that's cool. But, like, what are you going to do? That's my question. Is like, what are you going to do, man? Jack is dead. He's gone.
I don't know why, and maybe it has something to do with the fact that 9/11 was yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But when I think about this, when I see that scene, I always think of like the first responders on 9/11. I don't know why. Like when Batman's running through the building and it's collapsing and it's the smoke, like he's running towards the smoke and dust. I think of that. I can't I can't tell you why. I just do, and it's just like this. It kind of hits. I didn't have anyone that was there during 9/11. I'm just saying it just hits a little close to home in a way, though.
I can see that, yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels like something that would have happened that day.
Mm-hmm. Imagine, yeah, this is like 9/11, but worse.
This is essentially Metropolis' 9/11.
Yeah,
but worse, way worse.
So then we get the smoke billowing. We have a classroom of children, like they're holding hands, single file. I don't know how. I'm glad they're alive, but I don't know how they were. Whatever.
I really don't know how you got there.
Yeah, I just mean, I don't know.
Yeah, a random horse shows up.
A random what?
A horse.
Oh yeah, there is a horse.
It's just a random horse show. Yeah, I think that's a reference to like Dark Knight Returns Part 2, where Batman and Robin were on the horseback.
Oh.
I want to say that's a reference they're probably going with, considering the fact that this version of Batman is basically just Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah. I know it's a thing when cops ride horses, but I don't know why.
That's probably what it was, but again, I don't see why.
Yeah.
They would here.
Yeah, I don't get that either. But then Bruce runs into one of the guys who works for him, which he's important to. But they get the I guess Wallace. They get the something that makes him crippled. It's a big metal piece of a building
that hits him in his kneecaps.
It does, and it's really nasty to look at.
It's crazy though. I get it's a big piece of like the building that was on top of him, but a part of me kind of gets a bit upset at this.
Why is that?
Because for two reasons. I'm no doctor or anything like that. I don't know much about the anatomy. But even if you were to get hit in the knee, theoretically, you could still walk again. You just probably wouldn't be able to walk normally. Unless it was so severe that he actually couldn't walk, which explains why he was an amputee. But even if he was an amputee, why didn't he just get prosthetics? Why didn't Bruce just fund him to get prosthetics?
That's a good point.
That's what irks me about this. And this is, and I know we're like jumping around, like jumping ahead a lot in this review, but it's something that Lex Luthor doesn't do either. He gives them this a great new electric wheelchair that he can like control. He doesn't give him prosthetic legs.
Right.
Nobody just bothered to give this man some prosthesis just so he can walk again. Yet for some reason he got new groceries before he, before he left with Superman Aura Farm. I don't get that. Like, oh, he's an employee here. Oh, he worked for your company. I'm not giving you legs. I'm not going to help you see yourself get like medically stable.
Yeah. I mean, I get why Lex gave him a chair. I mean, either way, I get. I mean, he was still gonna explode either way. But
Bruce at least should have gave him something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like you literally just saved him.
Mm-hmm.
Save him again.
Yeah, you're a good boss. Supposedly a good boss. So, I mean, yeah.
Something that simple could have avoided so much.
Yeah. So then we get to this little girl just standing around. I know she's upset.
I don't know why they do that.
Like something is about to fall on her, and then Bruce has to save her. I don't know why you're just standing there. You should hear that behind you, little girl.
And Batman basically does what James Gunn's Superman did. Grabbed her by the neck, cranked her a little bit, could have killed her. But this time, he just straights up and just football, like runs like out, like grabs her and basically runs her away from the debris like a football.
Yeah.
Like she is swept off her feet and is hanging sideways in his arms.
Mm-hmm.
Before he lets her down.
Yeah.
And what kind of makes it a bit interesting and I kind of a bit sad, and I see his motivation for this too. It's like Bruce asks the little girl, "Is like, we're gonna get you some help. We're gonna get you okay. Where's your mother?" Girl points upward, and it's the destroyed building. I'm like, oh shoot!
Mm-hmm.
And I believe when he saw that, that's when Zod and Superman were starting to crash down from orbit, and they're hitting and they're starting to like show up in the sky with like the debris of the satellite.
Yeah.
He sees this, and it's like, oh yeah, you done.
Yeah.
I liked that scene. I like the scene where she points up to the building where he asks, "Where's your mom?" And I like that. It's like, oh, you son of a, you know what?
Yeah.
And it kind of got me thinking. Even though it was a joke, Superman, out of all superheroes in DC, should have had the Sokovia Accords.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another thing that I don't like about this movie. They always say how Superman doesn't work for America's interests, or they talk about the thing that happened in the Middle East. Yet they never once name drop Black Zero, which was far worse of an event that has happened in the DCEU thus far. That was, even though it wasn't his cause, he was still a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we not getting on Superman for Black Zero, but you get on him about like some dude in the Middle East?
At least Batman's getting on him for Black Zero. No one else
that
does.
That makes sense. Yeah. Batman's the only one who still thinks about it. Everyone else is just like, no, we're going to take Superman to court, but not for that.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't understand.
Why? That doesn't make sense. You're worried about a lesser known issue. You're worried about the wrong thing.
Yeah. And like, I'll wait till we get there. I'll wait. But we skipped 18 months later. So they say it's 2 years. So 2 years later, we skip to some guys in the Indian Ocean where the other world engine was, where Superman was destroying that part. So they go down into the ocean and they find a little rock. They pull that out. They go to land where they one guy
find a little rock and call it Arkansas.
Yeah. So
Should
there's
be
one
called Arkansas.
Arkansas. America, explain.
Plain.
What do you mean,
I'm-
Arkansas?
I'm American, and even I don't understand that either. You have Kansas, but now Arkansas.
Arkansas. I grew up in Kansas, General.
I grew up in Kansas, General. About as American as
As a kid.
what
So
the
I am
heck is a Kansas?
So I am
What
Confucian.
you have?
Yeah.
In a bit.
So then these two boys get this rock to this guy, unravel it, and for some reason
It's Dwayne Johnson.
it is. He's like the hierarchy of the DC universe
The hierarchy of the DC universe is about
about
to
to
change.
change.
Ah,
That's gonna be such a stupid movie we have to watch.
I'm not watching this movie.
You better not leave me alone.
I'm not watching this movie.
Screw you, man. What the
I'm not watching that movie. I'm not watching Black Adam.
We get to crap
It's
on it
so
though.
stupid.
We get to crap on it. Help me crap on it.
We're still watching a freaking Rock movie.
I want to kill myself. Anyway, no, we're talking about kryptonite. And this is a problem that I never thought about until now. So, kryptonite, why is it on the Kryptonian ship? If it's a weakness Kryptonians have, why is it on the ship?
You still call me Superman. If I'm alive, and well, will you be there holding my hand? I don't know where, like, with my superhuman, my kryptonite.
But do you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, why do they have that? Don,
know.
you must have drive and power to complete the DCEU review. Oh, I can do that. I'm just not watching Black Adam or The Flash, and I'll still say I completed it.
Well, I'll convince him. We'll get it. We'll do it. I promise.
I'm not watching it just being you.
Okay. Well, we got to get more people then.
Not growing a garden.
Enderpig, you shall watch it with us. Will you watch Black Adam and The Flash with us? You must say yes. But
You must say
yes. I don't know where kryptonite comes from. But
nobody does. Not even me. I'm being serious. I never actually understood where it came from either.
Let me see if I can look that up. Where does
I swear it's just gonna say Krypton.
if it does, I'm gonna Oh, it does. Hold on. Kryptonite is a fictional material that appears blah, 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 comics. In its best known form, it's a green crystalline material originating from Superman's homeworld of Krypton that emits a unique poisonous radiation that can weaken and even kill Kryptonians. Okay. I don't get it. I don't know why that's there. That doesn't make anything better.
No.
So then we skip to the desert in the Middle East. And this is where the borderline
And
just
this is where Batman v Superman shits itself. I am not joking when I say this.
No, you're not. And that's funny. There's this guy that meets Lois Lane in the desert. And it's Jimmy Olsen, a photographer.
No. This was the most disrespectful use of Jimmy Olsen.
Yep. So she's interviewing a terrorist, and we'll get there. So they get there. They meet the terrorist guy, and Lois asks him, "Are you a terrorist, General?"
Yeah. She doesn't ask him any other question, not any icebreakers. Are you a terrorist? That's her
It's like
first question.
it's like asking Dexter, "Are you a serial killer?" Okay.
It's like asking Pablo Escobar, "Are you a drug lord?" Nah, I'm
It's
just
like
a chill guy.
it's like asking Diddy, "Are you a child predator?"
Are you just a predator? Period.
Are you a predator in general? um,
Did you kill Tupac? Did you let the hit out on him?
So then the general goes, "They did not tell me this interview was with a lady," and she replies, "I'm not a lady. I'm a
A
journalist."
journalist. Now with that first question,
Nope. That
I'm
you're
not a
like
lady. I'm a
you
journalist. Okay, sir.
you literally, yes you are. It's not clever.
Pulitzer Prize winning journalist of the year over here.
Mm-hmm. She's so smart in this movie.
Bro, how would you make it an hour long in the interview and we only still in the beginning phases of the film?
I think we're screwed.
I think we cooked that.
Part 2 coming soon. Let's see. They try to find Jimmy Olsen, or they try to look through Jimmy Olsen's stuff. So for some reason there is a tracker in his camera. I don't know why you would put it there. It's not the best place for that. Just leave it on your clothing. It's small. You could have left it in there, but cool. And like as a person who's like taking photography and videography classes right now, and who has in the past as well, seeing that hurts when the guy just breaks the camera. But I'm sure you could attest to the same thing if you're still here. So Jimmy Olsen's working for the CIA. So that's cool.
Batman.
Oh, I didn't. Hang on.
Batman's been Superman.
Superman, Dawn of Justice, a volunteer's tribute. Good. That is good.
You had no
So
choice, but
yeah, okay. Appreciate it. Glad you said yeah. So Jimmy Olsen's working for the CIA because he hid his tracker in his camera. So that was smart. And then he gets shot and killed. That's it. That's all we see of Jimmy Olsen in this entire universe. By the way, right after this, it shows him laying on the ground with a camera on him. It's a thermo camera or something like that. It's kind of like night vision, but not exactly.
Yeah.
Bless you.
No, that was coughing.
Oh well, I can take the blessing away if you want, but I won't. So they literally see him get shot.
On a drone.
On a drone.
This is important.
It is important. It's very important. We have some guys also working for the CIA show up. Oh, yeah. So friendlies in the blast zone, call off the drone. No. Don't do that. So Lois, they're pissed at Lois because they thought she was in on it too. She didn't know that Jimmy was part of the CIA. So then there's like two groups of terror. This is such a confusing part. There's two groups of these people, right? Mm-hmm. I guess the natives that live there, and then that are part of a group, and then the other group that's also terrorists.
led by a Russian man
That is true.
who winds up being DC Comics character KG Beast.
Who is kind of like a
He's basically their DC's rendition of, I assume, Red Guardian.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good way.
That's practically what he is.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't become KG Beast in this movie at all, but the guy who's here in the film, in the comics, is KG Beast, and I'm like, there's no way they actually did that under the rug.
Right.
Y'all really wasted this guy.
They do this all.
He's a really good master of disguise in this film, though.
Yeah. Hey, if they can do this with Crypto and Jimmy Olsen, they could do it with anybody.
Do not mention DCEU Crypto because that still irks me.
Okay. Zack Snyder
I
could
told
never.
you I told you a story about that Crypto, right?
Oh yeah, I know all about that. It sucks. Camera is the saddest death in BVS. Honestly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
When they broke the camera, I agree. That was sad. So
The most sad, the camera. The most shocking, the drone.
yeah. So one terrorist group is killing the other terrorist group for reasons. And there's blood splatter in this version because it's rated R. Whoa. And KG Beast gets a flamethrower and burns a pile of bodies because they want. I mean, they basically tell us what they want us to think in this beginning, where they're trying to frame Superman, and
Superman, in a way, goes along with it.
He does. Oh, they send a drone in, by the way, even though they were told not to. So that's something. But they burn the bodies.
Technically, a second, because that first one was surveillance.
True. But you needed to keep that one.
Yeah.
So they're clear to engage something, I guess, to shoot down the place. And then they shoot a missile, and then Superman in his specialness. I was about to say the other word. But Superman in his specialness, I guess, destroys the missile. Yeah.
And then destroys the drone.
For some bizarre reason, is not
now the missile I get. Why the drone?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like you're not helping your case, man. And then
you're not beating the allegations at all, sir.
Not at all. So he
this
crashes.
Is the second drone he destroys in this film, in these movies.
Yeah,
that's a $12 million piece of government hardware.
It was.
Are you effing stupid? In this case, I agree with Swanik. Are you effing stupid? You just destroyed another drone. What's the reason for this?
Yeah.
I know where you're trying to find my woman. You won't.
You won't. Whenever there's a drone, Superman just wants to kill it.
I know you're going to try and find where I hang my woman. You won't.
Hey, you know what? Whatever.
you know what?
Yeah. So Superman crashes into the building where Lois is being held hostage by the terrorist general.
And bro thought he was Orifarm when he did it.
He did. So Lois lets go of the guy's arm. Superman then proceeds to ram into this guy, crashing through, 2 walls.
Mind you, the terrorist was still holding on to Lois.
Yes.
How she didn't get sent flying with soups and the terrorist is still beyond me.
There's no way he could let go that fast, but he does before he could drag Lois with him. It's crazy.
Either Lois was getting dragged with him or that arm was coming off.
Yeah. So then the CIA people show up and they see the burnt bodies and the people screaming for help. Help me, help me. And I'm so confused as to what's going on. That might just be me, but I don't think it's just me. I don't know what is going on in this scene at all.
One marvelous scene. This one.
One DC-less scene.
One action comic scene.
Oh, this is stupid. This is crap.
Nah, I know what you wanted to say.
I know.
I know what you wanted to say.
I can't say that. I can't say that. It's crap. It's utter stupidity. It's awful. This scene is butt cheeks.
And we ain't even throughout the movie yet. We ain't even 3 hours in.
To be honest, I think this is probably the worst scene. So, I think we've probably gotten through the worst part. At least the other parts you could get. This one I do not get at all.
At least it was in the beginning.
Yeah. So then we have a woman in that land, or where I guess where. You know what I mean? We have a woman testifying in front of court in Metropolis that Superman was killing everybody, quote unquote. So what was it said? The government attacked. Okay. Government attacked, no mercy in the villages. My parents tried to run. So she's putting on an act, tearing up. And Holly Hunter's in this movie. So I guess that's something.
That's Elastigirl, right?
It is Elastigirl. At least we
Oh,
got.
and I almost forgot. Lois picked up a book with a bullet in it. That comes in later.
That is true. Yeah. I thought I was missing something there, but she does. A book with a bullet in it. Oh, the line where she says, "The world is so caught up with what Superman can do that no one asks what he should do." You would think in the trailer that they were talking about Black Zero, but
no, they weren't.
They weren't.
What?
And it's just like no one talks about it, like we said before.
Only Bruce.
Yep, that's
only
it.
Bruce. For some reason, he's the only person here in the whole movie that mentions Black Zero.
Yep. Doesn't make sense, but
well, we got a court.
Yeah. So then we cut to some cops in, I think, Gotham. Yeah. They're watching football between Metropolis and Gotham. So
this is my favorite scene in the entire film here.
Interesting. Yeah, it's pretty neat. The cops get a call and they're going to this house where bats fly out of the chimney for some reason.
I mean, it's a sign.
It's a sign. Batman leaves a trail of bats.
Also, here's one nitpick I actually do have with the cop scene where they're looking through the it's like the two cops are watching a football game between Metropolis and Gotham. How in the HELL are you 54-0? How in the world are you doing that and you still playing? This ain't even NFL. This is high school football. How you pull this off and you losing 54-0? At that point, you been throwing the towel.
Yeah.
Gotham, you suck. You suck.
Yeah, it needs to be
I
destroyed.
don't like it, and that's my nitpick too. It's like they have these hyper inflated football scores in this movie, and it's just like, are you sure?
Yeah.
As a football viewer, that's not how that works. But okay, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Not how that works. There's no way they would have reached that freaking high.
No.
And they're in high school football.
True.
But yeah, the cops show up. They get a call to a building,
And then they have the cool
and
shot of the
they
the batarang.
have the trailer shot. Yeah, which I will say, in my opinion, I think Ben Affleck's Batarangs are the best version in live action.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Yeah.
They look like they could kill something.
Yeah.
So there's that. So sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, I think they're walking through this building and they find these women who are getting trafficked.
Yes, that is one part, and this is a pretty cool scene, there's a cool aspect to it where the guard's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get you out." Then the woman pulls the cage door back to her, closes it, and then she's like,
"He's still there."
Like,
That's what I like about this Batman so much, and it's something that I feel like they should do a lot more in live action. Robert Pattinson's Batman does this very well in the Matt Reeves film, and I'm glad they do it here. They made Batman feel like this urban legend character that's like you don't want to be around him. Like when criminals see him, they are scared of him. And in a way, Batman, even though he doesn't harm the civilians, they're scared of him as well. I love that aspect.
That's really
so
cool.
much in this film. And it's just like the cops trying to open up the cage. That she pulls it back and like, no, like don't do that. He's still up here. He's still here.
Yeah.
That is, you got him. And then the thing is with this Batman, he's been a Batman for 20 years. If he's still getting this effect on people, this man is a menace.
Oh yeah. So, and that's what you said about like citizens fearing him too. Yeah, the part where or at the beginning where Batman's taking out all the thugs, and then the guy who he saved was like, "Please don't hurt me." I think it's like he's not going to, but like it's really cool. But so the guy goes upstairs, or one of the cops goes upstairs to find this guy chained up, and dude turns around. Sorry,
the sound, like the soundtrack or whatever they use in this, like the distorted screaming they use.
Oh yeah, so
before
good.
He turns around is so great.
It's so good.
It looks funny at first, and it kind of is. Just Batman just first up on the wall, on the corner of the wall somehow. Yeah. But what I like about it is that he moves like a literal bat, in the sense that like he doesn't move until he is spotted, and even when he's spotted, he doesn't move until the cops start shooting.
Yeah,
this man is so unnatural. He is wall crawling up the wall onto the ceiling and out the hole in the ceiling. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Especially as big as you are, you should not be moving this fast. You're not human. You're not human.
You're not.
This is why out of all the live action Batman, I'm petrified of Ben Affleck's the most. Because everybody's like, oh, well, they nerfed him or like they dumbed him down in the movies later. Oh, yeah, they did. Until you see this.
Yep. Exactly.
You think about trying to fight Ben Affleck's Batman, you might as well just put the handcuffs on yourself. You might as well get your own funeral arrangements and make it closed casket. Because what he about to do to you, you ain't gonna want to see it.
Nope. Not at all. So the cop shoots at Batman. Yeah, while he's crawling up, and then when the other cop shows up, the other he shoots in his direction. He's like, "Dude,
Christ!"
It's like
maybe that suit the good guys, huh?
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I don't blame either cop for that. Oh,
nah. And then it shows the Batman branded the criminal.
He's like, oh my God. They branded him. And that was a big mark to it. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I actually like that aspect to this character too. He just brands people. It's like what?
pretty dark, but I mean,
It's so grim dark levels. Hey.
mhm. So then we cut to Lois in her apartment, and
Lois.
we cut to Lois. And then yeah, she has the book. Peter, wake up! You're gonna miss graduation.
What the?
Are you okay?
I don't know. My throat just got dry all of a sudden.
Take your time. You're good.
I'm good now.
Okay. And Lois has the book with the bullet in it. Looking through it. Yeah, cool.
She finds the verse where she says, "Are you a terrorist?"
The best line I ever wrote. I'm not a lady. I'm a journalist. Peak cinema.
There should be a little sticky note in that book that says, "Bro, thought she cooked with this." Bro, thought
Get a load of it. Get a load of this, idiot.
Yeah, now dig on this.
Now dig on this.
Starts snapping her fingers.
I'm a Pulitzer Prize winning reporter. It's just Amy Adams with like a Bully Maguire attire, and then she dances with Henry Cavill. And he's got a wig on.
He's the redhead in the situation. He's looking like, huh?
So then she gets the bullet out of the book. Cool. And then she's in the bathtub thinking about the bullet in the book. It's all about the bullet in the book. Clark, so they live together, and then Clark walks in on her taking a bath, and I know they're together, but come on, dude, privacy. So they talk
Clark
about
just casually walks in like it's nothing. Clark,
yeah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah. So they're talking about what happened, and he doesn't care what they're saying about him, and she knows he didn't do it.
But he did destroy a drone.
He did, but like that was it. She wants to understand what happened, but like I don't. That's the thing. I can't understand what happened because what they show us is bull crap. I don't like. I don't understand what the issue is here. If anything, you should not have had this subplot. Just focus on Black Zero. It's not that hard. That's all you had to do.
People were going to die. That's how I feel when I watch this. I just feel like James Gunn stole another plot from the DCEU, but instead of just terrorists in the Middle East, it was Bolivia, or whatever the name was.
Mm. Oh, yeah, I agree with that. But so then Clark gives Lois a flower to make things better, and it works.
And then he gives her his flower, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they get sexy, and that's all I need to say.
This man rushes in was so bad, so down bad, he still got clothes on.
I know that. No, why would you have jeans? No, especially jeans. I think those were jeans.
This man was still fully clothed, taking off all his clothes. He still had shoes on.
That no.
Like, what are we doing, bro?
You're right. The Sokovia Accords do need to go to Superman. He's insane. He wears shoes in the bathtub.
That man was extremely eager to let out awesome and help aggression.
Yep. So I did want to say, like, this is a weird thing they try to do in these movies too, where Lois is the central figure of Clark's life, and like I know they love each other, but like it's a big thing in this movie and just all throughout.
Mm-hmm.
For one thing, it's like Lois is not that well written of a character. Not a lot of these people are not, but it's just so much of it for a Batman and Superman movie. This is not important, I don't think.
For a world's finest movie, they don't feel like the world's finest.
No. The world's worst.
How do you feel about this movie actually being a world's finest film, technically?
If they had equal screen time, but they don't. And this is another thing, too, where Ben Affleck, the first one in the title, by the way, even though it's basically a Man of Steel sequel.
But not Man of Steel 2.
No. Batman shows up the most in this movie. Or technically Bruce Wayne, I guess.
This movie is neither a Batman movie, nor is it a Man of Steel 2. Yet it somehow has both of them in here.
Yeah. And speaking of Batman, it cuts to Bruce in the Batcave, which, by the way, their Batcave is actually pretty sick.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a penthouse underground.
Yeah, it's really neat. If I had to pick a Batcave, I'd probably pick this one.
Yeah.
And I do like the Batman's Batcave. But this one,
I mean, out of all the Batcaves, really, I think the Nolan verse is probably the weakest. Primarily because they have a cave and they don't use it often.
Right. Yeah, they just have a white room.
Yeah.
But
I do love the Adam West and Michael Keaton caves.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Especially Keaton's, because it's literally the Batcave of the comics and of the 90s animated cartoon. So, like,
yep.
That's basically it right there.
That's true. And then we also get introduced to Jeremy Irons' Alfred,
who was really awesome.
I agree.
You can tell this is a kind of Alfred that's also tired of Bruce's shit.
Yeah.
You can tell he's tired of him, bro. And in a way, when it comes to this Superman, I mean, this Batman, I don't blame him.
No. I like that this Alfred, like, builds things, too, or, like, works on some of the tech. And this is where Bruce mentions to Alfred that he's looking for KJ Beast. He's important. And they mention something called the White Portuguese. And he's thinking that KJ Beast will lead him to the White Portuguese. So eventually leading to Alfred showing Bruce the newspaper where it shows the guy that he branded just now. And he's like, we're criminals. We've always been criminals. Nothing's changed. And Alfred's like, everything's changed. And then they play clips from Man of Steel, which I don't know how they got these clips.
It doesn't make sense, especially how did you find the clip of him flying for the first time?
Yeah, that was the first
that shows
flight.
up.
Yeah.
That shows up somehow. By the way, their surveillance system is worse than like a gas station camera.
It's very low quality.
Extremely low quality, very pixelated. It only plays like 3 seconds worth of clips on loop.
Yeah. So then Alfred delivers this banger of a line. Men fall from the sky, the gods hurl thunderbolts, innocents die. That's how it starts, sir. The fever, the rage, the feeling of powerlessness. It turns good men cruel. I think it's cool.
That is a really cool line.
It is.
And I think there's another one. I'm not sure if Batman says it here directly, but when he says we're criminals, Alfred, we always been. I think he also says in the same conversation, 20 years in Gotham, and there's been good guys. How many people stayed that way?
Oh, that was right before he was about to meet Superman and chasing the yeah. But
I
yeah,
thought that was also a really good line too.
I think so. But the thing about what Alfred just said, I mean, Bruce's intentions are like not to like. I don't really know what he means. I was thinking, I guess what the trailer told us and mainly what the trailer told us. I thought he was talking about like Batman was jealous of Superman's powers. But then I guess the more I think about it, it's like maybe the fact that Superman exists in general.
Yeah.
I guess. But like Batman's intentions are kind of good. I mean, realistically, would you be on Batman? Would you be on Batman's side if this kind of thing happened?
When it comes to his intentions, I believe he means well, but he's extremely misguided in this entire film.
Yeah.
He means well, and I get what he means. Like, this actually feels like a Batman that makes sense to be paranoid about a Superman. At the same time, the way he's going to go about it is so misguided.
Yeah.
It's just like, you really going to jump the gun that fast. And that's why I respect the Alfred in this movie, because later on, he's like, he is not our enemy. He straight up Tesla. That's what I like about this Alfred. He is not afraid to give Bruce a piece of his mind either. And set him free. This man straight up telling you he is not our enemy. And then you're like, not yet. Even if you are hypothetically right in the future, why are you provoking him now and making it accelerate?
Right. Were you about to say something else before I cut you, or did I cut you off from saying anything, or
no?
Okay. So Enderpig, when you said Lex Luthor with long hair, so this is the thing here. Here's Lex Luthor's introduction. He's got a basketball court. He is basically Zuckerberg. It's Mark Zuckerberg again,
who ironically was played by Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. So he's like making weird noises. He goes like, "Oh, hoy, hoy! I did not see you." It's like, stop it, shut up. And you'd think like Lex Luthor would not act like this, but the thing is, this is Lex Luthor's son.
Yeah, this ain't the Lex Luthor you think. This is his son. This is Junior.
Yep. He gives the line, "My father named the company after himself. He was the Lex in front of the corp." So there we go. And so this is Elastigirl and other people from the government, I think.
Oh, be right back.
Okay. Let's see.
Continue on with the review, by the way.
Yeah, I shall.
I'm gonna be gone for just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so this part is basically just Lex meeting with important people and trying to convince them to let him use kryptonite. And this is for a deterrent that he wants to have for Kryptonians if they invade again. They find out that this kryptonite, by the way, like why do Kryptonians have kryptonite on their ship? Why would they have their weakness there? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's weird that his son is that's his son. But so the kryptonite, they find out that it does something weird to their cells. And they have Zod's body too. And they try it out on him, and they find out that the cells do something weird by putting the kryptonite up close to them. Why is there weakness on the ship with them? Again, I don't know. And they basically would like to have an import license for the kryptonite. And why do they need it? He says, as a deterrent a silver bullet to keep in reserve to use against the Kryptonians. So the day does not come. So, yeah, and like Donovan said, Lex Luthor's very philosophical for no reason, and he's saying stupid crap all the time. And I kind of agree with Lex about the fact that like Kryptonians do need to, yeah, I as with everything that happened in the past. Also, like the only people that care, by the way, Lex and Bruce, I think, are the only people that care about what happened in Man of Steel. No one else does. And I can agree with Lex that we should. It was stupid of them to bring their weakness with them, but it's here. So one of the guys mentions, "What about Superman?" And then Lex Luthor. I almost called him Luke. Lex Luthor. There are more of them. The metahuman thesis. Oh, that's okay. I just realized something. These other beings among us, the metahuman thesis. This is another problem where you have other people know about Wonder Woman and I guess Aquaman. I don't know, but that's the thing. Other people should know about Wonder Woman. She was there in the 1910s during the First World War. And no one else brings her up. She didn't show up for Black Zero. She didn't decide to help. People are scared of Superman, but they don't bring up Wonder Woman from the past. The metahuman thesis. That's stupid. It's so weird. There's just so much logic in here that doesn't make sense. I can agree with Lex about the kryptonite, but then when you bring the other metahumans, not Kryptonians, he says metahumans, in here, it's I don't understand why they're not like no one talks about them, and why no one why they didn't help. It's really weird. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. Sorry to vent like this, but I really care. And then we have the one guy who was saying, "Oh, okay, sure, Lex. I'll let you have access to some things, and whatever Lex asked, he would get." So he'd have the Kryptonian ship that crashed. I think that's the same Kryptonian ship that crashed through all the buildings from my favorite scene in the movie. He gets access to that. So he's like, okay, sure. And there's like a bunch of knowledge about this. He finds that. And then he gets Zod's body. So just testing a bunch of stuff there. And then there's the infamous Jolly Rancher scene where he puts a Jolly Rancher into the guy's mouth. He's like, "It's cherry," and he just puts it in his mouth. It's weird. I don't know. Lex Luthor in this movie is a weirdo, and I don't know why their other superheroes are not mentioned until now. I'm glad I have a pass with you. Thank you for letting me vent. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Enderpig? How do you feel about BVS? Or you think you'd want to watch it, or are you just kind of like, no thanks? So then Superman is making eggs and he's shirtless. Ooh, hairy chest. Sorry. So he's watching the news about So it's the lady that testified in court, and she's like, "My family had dreams. I want to look. I want to ask him. I want to look in his eye and ask him how he decides what lives matter and which ones don't." And then Superman's the big sad. He has the big sad, and it's just so. It's weird because like he didn't do anything, but it's showing. It's showing him feeling guilty for some reason. He didn't do anything, and like he's acting like he did. It's like, by the way, in that scene, nothing is clear about the scene in the desert at all, and I'm so confused already as it is. And it's so weird compared to Civil War. Now you could see where they messed up, and they did mess up, but that part in particular wasn't Zemo trying to frame anybody. Zemo framed Bucky at the UN bombing. That was one thing that happened. But when you get to this, it doesn't make any sense. And then at the beginning of Civil War in Lagos, it was kind of Scarlet Witch's fault. I mean, sorry, not sorry. But at least they tried to show them doing good, and you could see what actually happened. None of this confusing bullcrap happening. It was just simply someone let off a bomb. I could see kind of what they were trying to go for, but whatever, man. Superman shouldn't be feeling bad. It's really weird. The way you describe it makes it sound bad, but interesting. So maybe I might check it out someday. I think it's worth seeing just because it is something big that happened. It'd be good to know what happens in this movie. Maybe watch the theatrical. Maybe start out. I mean, honestly, you could watch the Ultimate Edition because it's not that bad. There's some deaths that are kind of extreme, but other than that, like it's not too bad at all. Let's see here. Then we get to the guy that lost his legs or got paralyzed from the metal bar at the beginning of the movie. Wallace or Wally? I'll call him Wally. So Wally has newspaper clippings all over his room. So this was another part too, where they make references. They have a Superman picture, like the Action Comics, the first Action Comics issue with Superman in it, where he's holding the car. There was a graphic that someone did of Superman doing that. In this movie, there's a graphic of that. A different rendition of it, and that's pretty cool. Imagine if they did this in live action though, and not just in a picture. That would have been sweet. But there's a bunch of newspaper clippings of what happened in Metropolis and all that. His wife and his child, I guess they died. Either they died or they left him. I don't remember. But he puts the picture on the ground near the memorial, so I guess they died. But I remember hearing that they left. I don't know. I don't remember. So, yeah, he's lost both his legs. He's in a wheelchair. He's at the memorial. There's a big soup. There's the names of all the people that died. It feels like there should be more on those pillars. There's a limited amount of names there. So it seems like, but maybe not, because the thing in Metropolis was massive. It was like world ending. So there is that. So this guy Wally decides to climb up the statue and vandalize it. He gets a bottle of spray paint. He spray paints false god on it. But before he does that, there's a part where a cop is looking. He's like, "Sir, get down." But like dude, the dude doesn't have legs, man. It's like, what do you mean? Get down. You get him down. I said get down. And then he spray paints the statue. It shows up on the news. And at the Daily Planet, they watch the news of what he spray painted on the TV. And Superman's the big sad again. Superman's always the big sad in this movie. I don't understand. Superman is just a mopey piece of garbage throughout this whole movie. And it's so annoying. And it's weird. Clark Kent gets assigned with a sports story. This happens a few times in the movie. Let's see. That's pretty much the gist of it. Wally mentions that he works for Bruce Wayne when he's getting arrested, which is, like what we were mentioning earlier, why Bruce Wayne didn't do anything for the dude after that. So that's kind of strange. So then it cuts to Superman or Clark Kent taking a boat to Gotham. And he goes to visit this one person in an apartment. He's looking for the woman who testified in court who made the false accusation. And we know it's false because the movie just spoils it by making it. They're just like, oh yeah, so this person lied about this. So Clark is talking to these other people. She's like, she's not home, and conversations go, and there's mention of the bat in Gotham. And there's this cool moment where, like what Donovan mentioned, that Batman's an urban legend. He's like a scary story. Only people scared of him, people who got reason to be. Scared of who? Clark asks. And then this one guy who has a lottery ticket. I love this part. I like this. I like this part, like, out of context. He says, "There's a new kind of mean in him." I need to say that. Okay. There's a new kind of mean in him. He is angry and he is hunting. And he carves a bat logo into the lottery ticket. And by the way, why'd you waste the lottery ticket? I don't think you should have done that. But we have that happen. And I do kind of like that part. Nothing to write home about. That's pretty cool. Batman being feared even by civilians. Yeah. I'm going to be right back for a second, folks, or just one folk. I'm going to put a little screen on the, put something on the screen. Is there something in, okie dokie. Is there something in here that you can put up? I think there is. Or like a, not a background, maybe a overlay. Yeah, that'll do. I'm going to get something real quick and I'll be right back. Cool. And we're back. I'm back anyway. Ooh. Donovan, are you here? I guess not. Let's see. I don't really have anything to... I mean, when he gets here, he gets... Oh, jump scare. My bad. I'm mostly waiting for him to... Oh, no, he's dead. I'm just waiting for him for, like, the big stuff. I mean, nothing big's really happening right now, so I'm just giving you the fuller. It transitions to Bruce in... It's kind of like a Fight Club thing. There's some guys fighting each other, and people are betting on the fighters. Bruce bets on this one guy, beats up the other guy. And this is where KJ Beast is, the Russian guy. So Bruce is following him. And they interact for a second. Bruce drops some Russian on this other Russian to impress him. But Bruce links his phone up to his, and device cloning successful, it says. I don't know exactly what. And then it shows Clark in the Daily Planet talking to Perry White about the Bat in Gotham. And then Perry's just like, oh yeah, crime wave. It's not crime wave in Gotham. In other news, water wet. So he's like, oh yeah, no crap. And it's just, this is also a debate not a debate with each other, but this is something we were thinking about. Is water wet? I don't think so. Water makes you wet, but I don't think it is wet in and of itself. Like fire doesn't burn. Fire isn't burning. It burns things. If that makes sense. What do you think? Is water wet? I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, it's just a whole nother... Oh, this is another thing where Clark's like, why aren't we covering this? Can poor people not buy papers? And Perry's like, people don't buy papers, period, Kent. So why are you still doing this, man? I don't know. Lois walks in talking about the bullet. Never seen that kind of bullet before, not even on the black market. And there's a whole thing there. So she's going somewhere to get a story. And Clark's like, it's dangerous over there. Why didn't you tell me that? And stuff like that. So she's going. It's just a bunch of boring stuff right now. This movie's really boring. That's one thing where it's like the fight. But so in the Ultimate Edition, Batman and Superman don't do anything. They just, for the whole movie, they just sit around and do stuff, and then like 2 hours in, they finally fight each other, and that's where the final battle happens. And it's just such a boring movie, man. That's one thing I'll warn you about, is that if you've never watched this, some people are like, "Oh, don't watch it." You can watch it. I don't know if you should, but I would recommend it. You do. No, regardless of how you feel about it, it's something that happened and something that people should know about. But it is very boring. And you're probably bored of us talking about it so far. We are 2 hours in. My goodness. Water is wet because it has water on it, because it is water, which makes it wet. Hang on. Water is wet because it has water on it. What's the it that water's on? Because it is water, which makes it. I'm having a brain aneurysm. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't think I know what you mean. Excuse me. What happens next? The Senator Elastigirl shows up at Lex's house. And he's just making weird, stupid comments about my dad says Kentucky Mash is the secret to health because she's from Kentucky, and that's why he mentioned it. He kept his room the same. And Elastigirl came to say that she's blocking the import license for the kryptonite. And Lex gets antsy and pissed about that. He goes, "The red capes are coming. The red capes are coming." It's just... And he starts tapping his fingers. She stops it from happening. And he makes a weird noise. He goes, "Mm." I was like, dude, stop it. That's weird. You're weird. Enough. But he makes so many weird noises in this movie. But he is entertaining, at least. It's really stupid, but it's entertaining. So there's a part when he says, "Do you know what the oldest lie in America is, Senator? Can I call you June?" And she says, "You can call me whatever you like. Take a bucket of piss and call it Granny's peach tea." And that's important. And take a weapon of assassination and call it deterrence. You won't fool a fly or me. I'm not going to drink it. It's really... There's so much to this line. It's very important to what happens later. When she says take a bucket of piss and call it Granny's peach tea, he goes, "Mm-hmm." It's like, stop it, man. Stop making the noises. Okay, so like I get what she's saying about like you can lie about something and what it is, but I'm not going to be fooled by it. But bucket of piss, much importance indeed. Very important. But I don't mind the line. I get what she's trying to say. Like if you lie about something, or if you're lying about what something is, I'm not going to believe you. But the thing is, this actually happens later. And we will get to that someday. I don't even know if we'll finish this stream all the way. This might be a two-parter. But we got that. And so Lex is pissed about that. So, and then he says, just out of randomness, by the way, everything is random in this movie. He's like, "You don't think Dad would mind if I changed just one thing in this room?" He says, "Because that should be upside down." And he's referring to a picture above the fireplace where it has angels flying down and putting demons into the pits of hell or something. He says, "We know better now, don't we? Devils don't come from hell beneath us. No, they come from the sky." And like in the picture, the angels are upwards and then the demons are below. Not as weird as Rhino's nose in Craven. That was a weird nose. I don't think I know what you're referring. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but maybe I need to be reminded of something. But so yeah, so far it's just weird. I'm kind of having a brain fart right now. I need to stop talking about this movie for a second. Just got silent. I'm sorry.
I'm back.
Yay! Perfect timing. As I was just about a lot of loss of words. So far, we got to where Elastigirl said, you can't use kryptonite. And then he's like, the red capes are coming.
Which I'm going to be honest, I kind of dig the Red Cape scene. Mostly because of the music and the painting that he has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's Lex being weird, but whatever. Then the whole devils don't come from hell beneath us, they come from the sky bit.
Yeah. Again, it could be interpreted as in a way, like a double entendre. From because how I interpreted it was like, I know he was talking about Superman, but he also felt like he was kind of talking about heaven.
Right.
And I'm just like, let me just shut this out of my mind real quick. Because that's not how that works, sir.
No, it's not.
That's not how that works.
Yes, it's not. So we cut to a dream sequence in Batman's head where he's at Thomas and Martha's grave. Which, by the way, screw Thomas Wayne. We just put flowers on where their graves are at to hold the flowers at. Blocks out Thomas's name and focuses on Martha.
Wayne.
It's really important, and you'll see how it's so important. But in this part, Bruce sees blood dripping from her grave from the stone.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, a bat demon, or you call it man bat, because that's basically what it is.
It looked just like Man Bat, so that's what I called it.
So he bursts out of the wall and then eats Bruce, and then he wakes up with a woman in bed with him, but we don't know who that is.
It's just like the woman from Iron Man 1. He just slept with a woman for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Take some pills. And then basically Alfred. Oh yeah, Bruce gets coffee for Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
So and he's like, hope the next generation of Waynes won't inherit an empty wine cellar. Not that there will be any, but not that there's likely to be a next generation. But he gets some coffee. I thought that was nice.
He had a point though. Like the way Batman be acting in every continuity, I'll be surprised if there is a second generation or is another generation after him.
Yeah. So there's something important about going to Lex's house for something related to the White Portuguese, and Batman's like, or Bruce is like, Bruce Wayne can't get into his house, and then Alfred's like, he won't have to. He's been invited, and this is some sort of, I forgot what it was that he was getting invited to for Lex's thing, but he gets invited to something with a bunch of other people there, and then we get to see the Batman suit in all its glory. So that's cool.
And then we see another suit, which I'm going to say right now, had the most potential when it came to a story. And I really wish they've explored it and fleshed it out if they gave Ben Affleck a solo film. We see the bat suit and basically Bruce brooding in front of it. Then he closes it off and then he walks past. As he walks past the Robin outfit, stands there and stares at him. And it has graffiti on it. I believe it's a joke. Ha ha ha. joke's on you, Batman.
Yep.
And it's like, wow. In this version, this Robin did die. But my question still is, though, which Robin? Of course, we would always associate it with Jason Todd. But then I've also heard rumors, heard people say that this was Grayson, this was Richard, this was Nightwing. And it's like, huh?
Yeah, it's like we don't see Nightwing anywhere. It's just Robin.
I want to just believe it's Jason because it just makes sense.
Yeah.
And like also like if this really is Grayson, where is he?
I don't know.
Like if this isn't Grayson, okay, then where is he in the universe? He just doesn't show up. I guess he's just up in Bloodhaven, but they didn't bother to say that.
No, they did not.
It's not really made clear who the Robin is, but regardless, I love that they showed that.
Yeah.
And I really wish we saw more of like the Robin suit without the graffiti, because I think it looks really nice.
I agree. I just wish it wasn't so muted, the colors.
Yeah.
It looks brown almost.
Yeah. But it don't matter. It kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, we get to see Batman getting out a nice car and driving to Lex's house, and he passes by Wayne Manor, which is very old and decrepit and just tearing apart.
Which looks kind of like the White House.
It does kind of look like the White House.
It just looks like a dilapidated version of the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you have a house and you have a Batcave. Why don't you fix up Wayne Manor?
Yeah.
I believe you told me that like that'll be the Hall of Justice.
I think that was what was implied, yeah.
Did they ever actually use it? Or is it just going to stay there?
I mean, they do it at the end of the movie, so I don't know. But that happens. Yeah, Bruce Wayne doesn't use any of his money for anything. Then he pulls up. Clark Kent's there. And he's like, who's that? How do you not know who Bruce Wayne is, dude?
Who's that? Yeah, just one of the richest men in DC. Who is that?
Is that Ben Affleck? Oh my gosh.
I guess that's what he assumed. That's who he was.
Mm-hmm. So Lex gets up there to make a speech. A really awkward one. Oh yeah, Wonder Woman's there too.
Wonder Woman. Oh yeah, she does nothing, by the way.
Oh yeah, not at all.
Absolutely nothing. She is literally there to further plot, and I hate the fact she is around. And if you saw the Man of Steel review, you understand how I feel.
Yep.
You will perfectly understand how I feel when we get to the scene.
Yep. So Bruce is being led around by Alfred to where he needs to get some sort of information about what Lex has. And this is where Superman chooses super hearing to hear where Batman's going.
For once.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, in other news, Jesse Eisenberg makes a fool of himself.
Yeah, he goes...
as per usual in this movie.
Yeah, he goes like, struck by a thunderbolt. Choo! Shut up!
He has the most stupidest speech ever. That even everybody in the crowd is like, this is a load of barnacles. Like, there's one woman who can't hide it. She's like, okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go. Hey, Dave, you want us to get some more food?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna try some martinis.
Imagine we were to get invited to something like that, and like the host is like acting awkward, not even on purpose. He's just straight up awkward. What did
Yeah.
we get invited to, buddy?
We're just here, man. I don't
I
know.
better not see one Johnson and Johnson's baby oil bottle anywhere. I better not. I'll be like, let's get out.
Yeah.
Let's get out before we start coming in.
Mhm. Oh gosh. Oh, that's awful. But I forgot about Lex's assistant, who doesn't do anything either.
She's there.
She's
And
there.
She somehow has a name. And in the courtroom scene, she could have left. I don't know why she didn't.
I don't know either.
She's just there. She looks familiar though.
She does. But Bruce gets in there and uses his bat gadget to get information.
And he's not stealthy about it whatsoever because Clark Kent was literally following him the whole time.
That's true. And so was this other lady working for Lex. And he was like, "Oh, sorry, those martinis. Too many martinis." She's like, well, yeah, head back upstairs, I guess." And then he's like,
Bro's
"Okay."
been Batman for 20 years and still hasn't mastered the art of stealth as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right now, and I don't really dislike this one, but Christian Bale could never. I don't dislike Christian Bale. That's not an attack on him or throwing shade at Ben Affleck. The fact that like his Bruce was way more stealth here, even though he openly showed he had a hidden like passway in his house. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's like how you get away with it. This man can't.
No.
But you could do everything else as Batman. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then Lex.
He could be called X because that's not Lex Luthor.
The CEO of Lex. So he's like making weird noises and stuff and making people awkward. And this is where we're like, yeah, let's just get some food.
Even he starts reading the room a bit too late. He's like,
yeah. So Bruce comes back. Clark meets him, and asking him about the world's finest, meeting to talk about Batman. So he wants to know what he thinks about him.
Bruce almost gives himself away here.
Yeah.
He pretty much almost gives himself away when he answers the question because it's how he acts about it. That's like, okay.
Cool. Yeah. He's like, he thinks he's above the law. And then Bruce is like, well,
I am the law.
He's like, well, Superman, you write puff piece editorials about an alien who could burn the whole place down if he wanted to. And Clark's like, not everyone shares your opinion. And then Bruce drops the line. It's like, maybe it's the Gotham City in me. We just have a bad history with freaks dressed like clowns.
Which, again,
Cool
is
line.
another good double entendre from, like, not just Joker, but just about anybody in Gotham City, including Batman. I like that.
Agreed. That's really cool. And then Lex shows up. He's like, Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. I love it. I love bringing people together. You didn't, but okay.
You can barely say one speech right. What are you talking about, Lex?
Yeah. Also, like, I didn't think Clark Kent was this important. I think he's just a normal reporter. It seemed like he was just a regular reporter.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he's like, shakes his hand. He's like, oh, wow, that's a good grip. You should not pick a fight with this person.
Oh, yeah. And then he pats Clark on the chest, and you hear a literal thud.
Yeah.
It was a thud. And I'm like, damn.
Mm-hmm. And this is in Metropolis.
And no one noticed either, too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lex mentions about partnering up with Bruce sometime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems like they should have. I guess. I mean, I don't know. But
I don't know, like, you don't know.
I don't know, man. So Bruce goes down to get his data back, and Clark follows him, but then he gets stopped by the news, and the Day of the Dead thing's going on somewhere, and there's a burning building. So he leaves, not following Bruce. So then Bruce does not have his data thing anymore. Someone took it. It's Wonder Woman. She took it, and she's just standing there for him to look over so then she could walk away after he looked at her.
She was trying to aura farm and sucked at it.
Everyone's trying to aura farm in this movie.
Everybody's trying to aura farm in this movie, and they forgot their place. That's Superman's stick, not yours.
It pisses me off. So she leaves. And then we get Superman. This is one of the shots that was cool. Superman flies down with a girl in his arms.
Yes. And on the Day of the Dead thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like all the people reaching out to him like that. I'm sorry. That's one of the only few times when like the God part in like these movies actually work.
Yeah.
I like that.
It is cool. And then we get like people talking about the news about Superman. It's like, should he be here? What is he? Who is he? And you see a bunch of clips talking about that. We get Neil deGrasse Tyson, Charlie Rose, which is oof. If you know anything about Charlie Rose,
who is Charlie Rose?
He is a man who worked for like he was on CBS This Morning, PBS. He's a famous I guess news anchor, and he got fired for I think SA or SH. Yeah, some misconduct. I forgot which one it was, but it was something there.
No, he doesn't. Oh, I take that back. He don't get that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't get that.
But yeah, we get Neil deGrasse Tyson. We get a bunch of guys talking about Superman. And then we get the one lady. I think there was the flooding, and then it has the one lady reaching out to the sky.
Who acted really well. She sold that entire scene for me.
It was cool. But like Superman, get down there, please. Stop trying to aura farm in the sky. People are dying in the floods.
Hey, at that point, he could do it. He got it in the bag. He could do it.
He can, but like,
it was. Everybody talks about Superman in that scene. No one says anything about the woman. She's like, it's really good. I like the shots in this film.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
That is just one of them.
Cinematography is amazing. So good. And then we get Clark calling his mom, and they're just chatting. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know why I said that.
Honestly, you're not wrong because some of these people suck. But we get to
the mom starts turning into Jonathan Kent in one scene.
Oh, we'll get there. This may be a two-parter, but
we're like almost 2.5 hours. What are you talking about? It might.
We'll see how more.
We were in the beginning of the movie, and we were already an hour in.
We'll try to get through at least half of this movie. We're at 56 minutes talking about this movie, and so we'll probably we'll get there. But there switches to Lois in the lab, looking at the bullet she found, and she says something smart, and then the lady says, "This is why you're really good. Why this makes you such a good reporter."
Shut up.
Shut up.
Stop
Just-
with the meat writing. Shut up.
Yeah. And then it shows Clark at the Daily Planet finding out things about Batman and his branding and stuff. And then we have the sex trafficker guy being put in jail. He's like, "No, they're gonna kill me." So he's put in
And
jail.
he was right.
Yeah.
Bro got prison shanked.
Mm-hmm.
And no one did anything but try and surround the body.
Yeah. And then then we get Wally, the guy in the chair.
Not Wally West.
No,
Blue.
I should say Wallace. Wallace West.
You imagine this was? You imagine he was this universe's Wally West?
That would be so funny.
People
doesn't have
would be in outrage if they found that fact out.
Oh yeah. But we get him Lex paid for him to get out of jail.
In
So
exchange, he gave him the Professor X wheelchair.
he did.
Still no prosthetics on him. Or not even a medical aid. This man lives in an apartment with no legs and he has to fend for himself.
That's true.
You
I know
can't get help? How'd
I
you
don't-
get fresh groceries?
And like you're by yourself. You could live with
You are by
someone-
yourself. You could literally get an aid for you.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, Lex gets him a wheelchair. And he's sold on this. He's sold on the wheelchair. He's like, all right.
He sold on the wheelchair, not prosthesis or a
Nope.
medical aid. But hey, free wheelchair. I don't have to push myself.
Yeah. And this is
man's
when
priorities are extremely lopsided.
Yeah. And this is when we get to him meeting Elastigirl in her office. He's going to testify against him. And this is more stupid crap.
Up in
He
the
made
sky,
me
extra fly. To the
He
day
said-
I die. I'm gonna testify.
okay.
I don't know where Kanye came from, but all right.
In blackest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. But then he's like, he made me half a man. No crap. My wife walked out on me because I can't walk, and that makes me mad.
You literally became Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
He became Lieutenant Dan. But in a way, Lieutenant Dan, I can understand where he wouldn't get prosthetics. What's your excuse?
Yeah.
I'm still on that too, by the way. It's just like, why didn't they try to help this guy?
They could have tried.
So
they didn't.
much could have been avoided if he actually got help.
Yeah.
Batman,
Yeah, Batman.
you like to rehabilitate people.
So okay, so I was confused. There's one part like the first scene of him in the wheelchair. It shows him putting a picture of him, his wife, and his kid at the memorial place where the Superman statue's at. But then here he's saying his wife walked out on him. I guess
Still missed her. He probably still missed that time when he had had a wife and kids. So
I
in a
thought-
sense, that relationship metaphorically died alongside everyone else that day.
unless just the daughter died, but they would have just showed a picture of her daughter, I guess. Not all of them.
Also, I don't know if you talked about it already. I don't understand how he was able to climb this, but I do like the false god that he wrote on the Superman statue.
Yeah.
Which I still don't understand why they have a Superman statue.
Yeah. Because
I get everything else behind it, but I don't understand the Superman one.
No. Not at all.
That's like if the Avengers failed after Infinity War. We're gonna erect a statue in their honor.
Mm-hmm.
You failed. What are we celebrating?
Mm-hmm.
Superman, you practically failed. So many people were lost. And you know what? This is another thing they downplay with this movie. You know good and well there was more than way more people that died that day than what we saw on that memorial.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that memorial should
There's
be
no way.
filled.
That memorial should be filled to the brim. There's no way that's all the people that died.
Not at all.
No way.
Not at all. At least a million.
Even their own universe downplays it with a memorial. That's insane.
At least a million should be dead, and that is not a million that you listed.
That's probably not even 100,000.
No, not at all.
Probably in like 2,000, 3,000 range, maybe.
Yeah, but yeah, that's so weird. But then going
There
back
should be a whole building of just memorials on walls.
just one building.
One building.
But then this guy, he's like, my wife walked out on me. He's making a lot of walking and standing jokes. He says, I can't even piss standing up, and he's tearing up.
Technically, I mean, if you had a maid, you technically could, or if you got one of those, because I know you can do it. Because I know there was a kid at my school who had an electric wheelchair. You technically could stand up.
Mm.
There's a function that allows you to do it. And then promptly sit you back down. So, you act as though you can't do anything. When in your own volition, you either could have gotten a health aid to help you or prosthetics. And if you couldn't afford those, you literally worked in Wayne Enterprises. You could have gotten Bruce Wayne to do it. I don't know why he didn't.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, I can't piss standing up, you could have. I don't see why they didn't do it. I don't get when Lois goes to his apartment.
Yeah.
It's like she makes the note that says he didn't know he was going to die. And then she goes over to a bowl of fruit and she's like, these are fresh groceries. He just got these. How did you get those?
Yeah.
If you were all by yourself, how'd you get those?
I don't know.
But you can't even do simple things. There's so much inconsistency with that alone. It's just like you can't make this up.
Swallow my water. Sorry. But it's just the line, I can't even piss standing up. It's like, you can't stand at all. Why are you...
You can't stand.
You can't. Well, no shit.
You want to stand on the nubs?
Okay. Aim upwards. Aim up. No, upwards.
Upwards, you dummy.
He just gets on the nubs and he just...
I can. Yes, you can. Oh, I can.
Yes, you can. Nothing
Well,
is
there's one thing
impossible.
Well, at least you don't have to take a dump standing up. There
Yeah.
you go. Okay.
That hurts.
I can't even stand it up. Sounds like a skill issue.
Skill issue.
Skill issue.
That's wrong.
Skill issue, buddy.
So then we cut to the KJ Beast is visiting this guy in prison, and he tells him to kill the guy who got branded, the trafficker who got branded by Batman.
And he promptly thanks him.
Yes. So apparently anyone who's branded by Batman gets killed. It seems like. And then Lois meets Shanwick. Is that right? I forgot Martian Manhunter's name. General Shanwick, I think. Did you disappear on me again? You gotta tell me when you're gone. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. So Lois is interviewing the General Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, Oliver Martian Manhunter Swanwick.
Yeah, Swanwick. That's right. I said Shanwick. And he's like, "Shut up, Lois. Superman sucks."
You do too, because you didn't do anything in this verse. I don't want to hear you get mad.
Not at all. He does nothing. And then Perry gets mad at Superman for not talking about the sports. He gets mad at him for talking about Batman. And he's like, the planet stood for something. When your newspapers stood for something.
I'm sorry, that stutter you just did. And then what I like about Perry, I always do love references like this.
Mm-hmm.
He mentions the year 1938 right in front of Superman. If you don't know somehow about this, I'm not telling you. No, but like real time, like if you seriously don't know the year when Superman came out, which was 1938, I feel bad for you because it's an obvious nod to that. It's like, if this was 1938, but we were not in 1938. That's pretty much the gist of it. And in a way, I kind of feel what Perry is saying. You're in Metropolis. Or are you talking about a hero from another city?
Yeah.
Why are you? I get like Gotham and Metropolis are supposed to be like close by each other in this film, but why?
Yeah, they're like a mile apart for some reason.
Yeah. What are you talking about? That's wrong hero, buddy. Wrong city.
Mm-hmm. So then we cut
I use the term hero loosely in this movie.
So then we cut to not Lois.
Ew.
Diana Prince in a museum, and the guy showing her artifacts, in the museum. And then Bruce Wayne's there. He's like, that's a fake. And she's like, oh yeah, I know. Showing how old. That's a good point. She doesn't do anything, by the way. She's just there.
She does nothing.
Nothing at all.
We don't know what she's doing. What's her plot point other than showing up at the end of the movie? She kind of feels like the Black Widow of this film, where in a sense she's like, oh, she dresses up. She does things. She's actually kind of like a spy. She shows up at the end of towards the end of the film and actually then does start to do things. Why? We don't know. Yeah. They just looked at the plot of Iron Man 2 and thought we can do that with Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So then there's a part, or this in the same scene, Batman is like, you stole something of mine. Stealing's not polite. And then she says, is it stealing if you steal from another thief?
Yes.
Literally, yes, it is.
Literally, yes, it is. Is it still murder if you kill a serial killer? Yes, it is.
It's not a discussion about morality in this situation. It's literally the act itself.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you are.
Yes, you are, buddy. like, what type of question is that?
A stupid one. And so yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I know who you are, and she's like, you've never. He's like, I know a lot of women like you, and she's like, I don't think you've ever met a woman like me.
I mean, you look like the type of guy that he would meet.
Yeah.
Dressed up like that, you look like the type of woman he would have met. because he is a billionaire at the end of the day. It wouldn't surprise him.
Yeah. Oh,
I still think if he had Christian Bale Riz though,
oh yeah, then that would have been good.
if he had that Bale Riz, he'd have been like, yeah.
Oh yeah, and Lex has a photograph of hers that she wants back, which I don't know why she would, because this should be common knowledge and just pretty much for everybody that she was
Common knowledge who you are.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't steal it. I was just borrowing it."
Why?
Or she was talking about the device that he.
Why? Now I ain't saying that to you, but like, why?
Yeah,
You need that.
I don't know. She could have.
Best guess she could have done it was like make a burner copy on her computer and then give it back to him.
Yeah. What did she do with that? Nothing.
That's why I said why.
Right.
What did you do?
Yeah.
You don't do anything. And when she's when she's going through her computer, I don't even think she necessarily like took anything from that.
That was emailed to her by Bruce.
That was just emailed to her by Bruce. You could have just burnt a copy on like a drive yourself, put it on your computer, and then give it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Or just straight up say, "Hey, I need this real quick."
Yeah, you could,
and just tell them why you're doing this. Exactly. I'm quite sure Bruce would have understood. Like, come on.
Yes, you could have. That could have been a thing.
There's a lot of things in this movie they didn't think through. So many simple things that could have fixed a lot of problems.
Yep. So Bruce is decrypting something. And then we get to the biggin. The biggin. A controversial scene. Or just a controversial concept in general of the Snyderverse is the nightmare.
The nightmare sequences, yeah.
I don't mind the nightmare sequences.
I enjoy them.
Yeah.
It's a very different change of pace. It is kind of jarring at first, but in a good way.
I can understand why people are not a fan, but I mean,
it's like DC's take on Mad Max. Like, I actually made a joke about this early when we were watching the movie. Mm-hmm. This is literally absolute Batman.
Honestly,
this made absolute Batman before DC did it.
Mm-hmm. This Batman's got a trench coat and goggles.
It's literally a mix between Injustice and Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
It's the closest thing we'll get to an Injustice film.
Yep. And then we get Batman meeting these guys to get some kryptonite. And he has a bunch of other guys too with him.
Uh-huh.
But before that, he gets into the truck.
Oh yeah, you almost forgot. He was scoping it out, and there's a giant Omega symbol in the middle of the ground.
Omega.
Already, like if you've seen Snyder Cut, you already know who this is implying. Or if you're a DC fan, you knew who this was implying.
The Omega thing?
Yeah, the giant Omega symbol. Remember that was in the ground?
I don't. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're a DC Comics fan, you already knew who that was implying to.
Mm-hmm. Darkseid. But sorry, go ahead. What?
No, I was just about to say I was about to say continue on.
Oh, okay. So we got Batman getting into the truck to get some kryptonite, but it's a green light bulb. He got tricked. He got betrayed. And then the Superman Brigade gets their cloaks off and starts shooting. The Superman soldiers start shooting all the people. No! And then and that's Batman's face right there when all of his men are getting shot at.
The freaking regime came in and said no.
Yeah. And then Batman's shooting people and beating them up. So
He went from fighting the. I always call them regime soldiers because when I think about it, it's literally stripped from injustice. It really is. So that's probably not even their name, but for the sake of it, I call them the regime. I mean,
Yeah.
or like they're soldiers. So Superman soldiers, the regime soldiers, they go from fighting Batman and losing to a swarm of parademons showing up.
Yep.
And one of the scenes is like when they're ganging up on Batman, he's fighting them off best as he can. He's up to his knees, snaps one of their necks,
Mm-hmm.
and then a parademon just comes out of nowhere and just bonks him on the head
Yeah.
with one punch.
Also, they're like Batman flops back and forth from killing people to just knocking him out, which I don't
Which
know
is
why.
ironic given the fact that people who he's not killing or he's using the guns on.
True. But yeah, he gets knocked out by a parademon. And then it
we
shows
cut to Batman captured.
with a
His
bunch of
arms
other
chained
guys.
up above his head and two more insurgency soldiers next to him.
I think there's actually there's 5. 2
Wow.
on each side. But you don't see
And
him
then
that
we
well.
get the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest shot in the next to the pose scene, the greatest shot in the whole gosh darn movie. Superman just crashes down
Mm-hmm.
into the pit where they are at, and all the soldiers on side by side next, like on Superman's side, just kneel before him. It's just like, you gotta
So
be kidding me. If this ain't Injustice Superman, I don't know what is.
yeah. And Superman lasers all the prisoners on both sides of Batman.
Mhm.
Batman's in the middle. Tears his mask off of him.
Yeah.
And
And he
then
looks at it like, what is this?
and then he says to Batman, "She was my world, and you took her from me," implying that's Lois.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know that at first, it's okay because the very next scene basically tells you that it's Lois. But
Yeah.
so in this part right here, like I said before, Lois is very important for no reason, really. So Superman rips through his chest and grabs his heart and squishes his heart or gut or
Well,
whatever.
it's to imply that he does something. He puts his hand over the chest, and then Bruce starts screaming.
Mhm.
And then it cuts to this is what kind of confuses me. It cuts to Bruce waking up, and then the flash from the future actually tells him Lois is the key. He's like, Bruce, Lois is the key. You have to like basically stop this from happening. You were right. And then he's like, yeah, fear him. Am I too soon? I'm too soon. And then he just leaves.
He's like,
I like
find
the suit,
us. Yeah.
Yeah, find us, Bruce.
You have to find us. And then Bruce wakes up again.
My guess to that, yeah, that's the part that confuses me. My guess is none of this was fully a dream.
Maybe he
At least not the Flash part.
Yeah, that's really confusing to me.
I like to think the Flash part actually did happen, which explains why Bruce shot back up again. It's I don't know. It confuses me. Why'd you have him wake up twice?
I don't get that. But then Superman and Batman are doing their own research on things. Superman's researching the trafficker.
Yeah.
You got Brandon and
Oh yeah, by the way, they ain't trying to make a big fuss about the dude. Oh, that the trafficker, he had a I guess a girlfriend and a son, and she's like he wasn't a good man, but he was a good father. Ma'am,
What?
he was a trafficker.
Yeah.
There's
Stop.
nothing good about him.
Mm-mm.
Stop that. He was a trafficker.
Mm-hmm.
you need to stop, man. The Stockholm syndrome ain't gonna do you no wonders. He was, he was a trafficker.
Yeah.
I will hear it.
So then we cut to Bruce finding out that the White Portuguese is a ship and is carrying a load for Lex Luthor,
The kryptonite.
carrying the kryptonite, and Alfred finds out that he is doing it for that, or he asks.
Okay.
Alfred tells, or he's like, "You've never been keen on lying to me. What's it actually carrying?" And
Alfred's like, "Don't you lie to me, boy. I know you. I've been knowing you before you was even born. Don't even do that."
Mhm. So then that's when he explains what it's actually carrying, which is the kryptonite. And he's like,
He is not our enemy.
"Yeah, you're gonna go to war." And he's like, "He brought the war to us." And there was like this part where he says, "Count the dead, Alfred. Thousands of people. What's next? Millions?" So
Buddy,
the thing
you
in
just
Metropolis.
downplayed what just happened.
So what happened in Metropolis was not millions of people. Are you sure?
You positive?
Are you sure?
Do we need to re-roll the footage?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what? I'm actually gonna look this up. How many people died in the Black Zero event? No way. There's no way.
What does it say?
With all this wanton destruction, there's no effing way that only 5,000 people died.
No way.
I don't believe that for
Mm-mm.
a fact. At a good bare minimum, 10,000. And even then, we're pushing it.
So let's do a comparison. See if this is. Hold on. Trying to find a number comparing how many people died on 9/11. Okay, so not as many.
Only 2,000 people.
Okay.
Snyder apparently said it was about 5,000. And then someone also said, I think more than that, there were at least 30 skyscrapers destroyed without an evacuation notice. I say the number would be at least 15,000. Yeah, bare minimum.
Yeah.
There's no way. Snyder's even down. Everybody just downplayed Black Zero.
Yeah.
The government, now Batman, and Zack Snyder. Everybody just downplayed this.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if Marvel did that with the Thanos snap. They just downplayed what Thanos did. Oh, he wiped half of all life in the known universe? Nah, he just did that in America.
Well, just wait till we get to Love and Thunder.
Don't you dare tell me they actually downplay it. They downplay it, don't they?
I'm not saying anything else.
They downplay it, don't they?
I'm not saying anything else.
I'm not watching Love and Thunder. I'm not watching this movie.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. They make an ice cream shop called Infinity Cones.
I'm not watching Love and Thunder. You can't make me.
Well, I'm not watching it by myself.
Then we can skip it.
As much as I'd love to, we can't.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I mean, it's one thing for us to skip a movie that we've seen a lot.
No Way Home.
Yeah, but
We can skip Love and Thunder. You got me effed up. I'm not watching that movie now that
we'll
you said
discuss. We'll discuss this later. We have things to do.
Good Lord, we have 6 minutes left before we reach 3 hours.
I know. We're gonna get like at least halfway through this movie. We're at 1 hour and 12 minutes into the movie discussing it. So maybe we can make it halfway. Let's do our best.
All right.
He has the power to wipe out the entire human race, and if we believe there's even a 1% chance he's our enemy, we have to take that as an absolute certainty. I don't think that's how math works, but
I can't remember what Alfred says about this, but then he's like, I think this is the part where he's like, he is not our enemy.
yeah. And Bruce
And
says,
then he's like, how many people have 20 years in Gotham, Alfred?
yeah, we've
How
seen
many
what promises are worth. How many good guys are left? How many stayed that way?
Yeah. In a way, I kind of feel what he says by that.
Kind of. But like, what about you, Bruce?
Hey, he's not a good guy that stayed that way.
Yeah.
If it wasn't evident enough throughout this entire film.
But that's the thing. Shouldn't you go too? If you're not one of the good guys, then.
No, because I'm Batman. They need me. I'm integral to the plot. Plot armor is my king.
Fuck you, Batman.
I'm Batman. That don't work on me. I'm built different.
I'm built different.
Batman is basically Mr. Built Different.
He is. And this is the part where Clark Kent talks to the woman who what you mentioned already about the trafficker and his girlfriend or wife with the child. That scene was stupid.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like how scary Batman is. And then
Makes sense.
yeah. Oh yeah, and then there's a reference here where Perry's like, where'd Kent go? And he's like, clicks his heels 3 times, goes back to Kansas, I suppose.
Which is funny given the fact Superman's outfit actually does have red boots.
Yeah.
And there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home goes to Krypton. Oh.
And it's just void, nothing.
It's just nothing but probably debris.
Oh man.
I went to the wrong home.
Crap.
Gosh dang it. I don't even know where I am. I guess you could say I have no way home. And with that, I'll be right back. Continue with the with the review.
Okay, fine. So we get to this is the part I wanted you to stay for. Anyway, we get to where the white Portuguese boat is at the dock, and Batman is there, and he is also easy to see. I don't know why he's just standing there on the crane. It'd be easy to see him. And he also has a sniper rifle too that shoots a tracker onto the truck. Cool shot of Batman. But he shoots a tracker onto the truck, and he should be easy to see in plain sight. And then he fires up the Batmobile about to get this shipment or chase these guys down. Also brutally killing these guys, by the way. This is a thing that Batman kills people in this movie. It's widely known that he has a no-kill rule. I don't really care about that. I think the no-kill rule is kind of stupid sometimes, but that's just me. And then they use the Wilhelm scream on this one guy getting he rams into a car and they flip, and there's the Wilhelm scream. If you know what that is the scream that gets used a lot in movies, especially Star Wars. And so he gets a grapple out of the back of his Batmobile, drags that car with him while he's driving fast, and is just knocking the car all over the place behind him. And so that happens. Pretty brutal. So then the car chase happens, kills some more guys with that one car. Oh, and this one's spectacular. One guy takes off the hood or the roof of the car, shoots at Batman, then Batman fires at him, and that car in front of him that's shooting at him just turns over, tumbles, and then Batman runs into that car and it explodes. So everyone's dead there. There's a lot of death, lots of intensity going on. They're firing at him. They're firing. They have a missile launcher at some point. Blah, 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 blah. The guy explodes into one truck. I gotta sneeze. Bless me. Sorry. It was selfish of me. Oh, there's one part where it's like, where did he go? And then Batman, for some reason, he's in this building. He crashes out of the window of this building and then crashes into the truck where these guys should not survive, but they do. He just... Okay, I just got to the part where Batman crashes into the truck from high up out of a window.
Oh, yeah, they're dead.
Yeah.
And that tracker is gone.
Mm-hmm.
They're dead.
And that shipment is probably
destroyed.
It's probably destroyed. That was not smart of you to do. Oh yeah, they're still alive. No way.
And that tracker is still there. I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah. And somehow, okay, so, and when they're making a sharp turn, right? Superman's just standing there waiting for Batman.
What's crazy to me is he let them go. The destroyed truck go. Batman.
Yeah. And Superman. They both do. Batman's shocked.
He stays there, and Batman's like, huh? What? And he actually crashes into Superman.
And just crashes into him. Superman's ore farming because he has to. He gets paid to
There's
ore
a
farm.
whole bit of kryptonite that's about to be transported, bro. What are you doing?
And then Superman tears off the hoods or the doors of the Batmobile, throws them, and then they stand and look at each other. The trailer shot.
Pretty cool. Yeah,
it's cool.
The trailer shot.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
next time they shine your light.
Next time you shine your light in the sky. Next time they shine your light in the sky, don't follow it. The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy. Tell me.
And Batman goes, "Tell me,
do you bleed?"
And
then Superman looks at him like, "What the fuck?" And then flies off. And then Batman's like, "You will." Shout out to the Daredevil reference.
Yeah.
It didn't actually happen in Daredevil.
And right here, that's how long the Ultimate Edition is, where we're recording. Anyway,
it's crazy that we got through the movie quick, but we couldn't get through this.
Yeah, it's weird. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with me? So, Batman returns to the Batcave. Bruce Wayne sees that the tracker is there. It's still there somehow.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. As that LexCorp, and Lex looks at the box or at the briefcase, and it has kryptonite in it, and it's shiny. And then Lois is meeting Martian Manhunter, General Martian Manhunter, talking about how Superman's innocent, which, it should be evident that he's innocent because of the drone footage, but Superman destroyed that for some reason.
I believe Oliver Swanick was not Oliver. I keep calling him Oliver. I believe Swanick or Swanwick, he watched the drone footage. That's why he believes Lois.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one who actually watched it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's the thing that happens later. Also, thinking about Wallace, the guy in the wheelchair, now they're thinking about what he did on Black Zero, because the only people that seem to have cared so far were Batman, Lex, and Wheelchair Guy, and that's now they're actually taking it seriously. Now they're actually talking about Black Zero. Yeah. So
it's not for long though, but they do.
Yeah. And then we get Martha. People hate what they don't understand, but they see what you do and they know what you are. You're not a killer, a threat. I never wanted this world to have you. And then here's the dump.
Girl.
Yeah. She says, be their hero, Clark. Be their monument. Be their angel. Be anything they need you to be. Or be none of it. You don't owe this world a thing. You never did.
That right there, outside of anything Jonathan Kent said, that right there could have just instantly set him off to be the next Homelander of the DCEU. It is a God-given miracle that the only reason why he turned evil was because he was under Darkseid's control. At any given point, this man really could have said, you know what? I'm Superman. I can do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Puts on the American cape. Got hair blonde.
It's also like Metro Man and Megamind, where he's like, I could be whatever I want to be. You don't have, no one said I had to be a hero. And like, it's implied that Metro Man is like, he's not making a good choice. He's being selfish, it seems like.
He's becoming Markiplier.
Yeah. Not the good Markiplier. He's becoming Darkiplier.
This is a multiverse variant of Markiplier.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so the lady who was the witness. Oh, so KGB's trying to find her, and she's deciding to come clean about what she said in court. She was lying. You buffoon. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, and then we get cut to Lois meeting Swanwick about Swanwick.
I think it's Swanwick.
Swanwick, okay. So they're talking about what happened in the desert. They got the bullet back. So the bullet was made, or the gun or whatever bullet was made by LexCorp. And so she's like, go on record with it. He's like, no, it's classified. I like my job. It's like, dude, why? Okay, it's like, so it should be seen, like the drone footage, it should have been seen by a good amount of people.
Yeah.
Okay, so go public with it now. I don't know why you would need to. Just do it now. I hate the thing in the desert. That's the worst part of this movie for me because it's so convoluted. But I hate to even think about it. It hurts my brain. So they're showing up to the courthouse. Bruce Wayne's watching it on TV. It's also implied that Wallace was writing notes to Batman or Bruce. Oh, or no, it was. Never mind. We're jumping ahead too much. Lois tells Perry to run the story, and he's not going to risk the paper, so you could pass notes in class to a man that rescued you. I mean, like, fair enough. And it's just, yeah, boring stuff happening. I've mentioned this before. Nothing's happening really. I mean, stuff is happening, but it's really boring.
Stuff is happening, but stuff isn't happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Lex is there, and he meets the senator. So he's still mad about the kryptonite. He can't get it. And then Bruce sees checks and stuff from Wallace. that are like, you suck, you're the worst, Bruce Wayne.
You let your family die.
You let your family die. Superman shows up at the courthouse.
Ah,
What?
greatest scene about to kick off in this
Mhm.
film.
Yep. And this is where Lex Luthor was cut off from saying what the oldest line in America was for the second time, and he says that power can be innocent. Okay. So then the lady at the beginning of the movie who testified gets pushed onto the train tracks by KJ Beast, and the train runs over her, and that's the end of her. So it's basically a Daredevil sequel. Ben Affleck's in it. And this is the part of the movie. Superman's landing. We people love him and hate him at the same time. He shows up in the courthouse. So it's about to start. And then Holly Hunter, Elastigirl, Senator Elastigirl is speaking. She's talking about truth and all that. Truth, justice, and the American way. And then she smells something weird. She stopped speaking for a
Did you make the
second.
reference? I mean, did you tell him about the what?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This jar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is where it was important, right?
Yeah.
This was important because she starts to smell something weird. She can't speak correctly because it smells so bad. How does no one else smell it? I don't know. That's a good. I mean, I don't know why. So she turns it around. She touches the rim and turns it around. Which, why would you do that? And on the jar, it says Granny's peach tea. Which was such a stupid way to do this. And then she's shaking heavily. And
then out of nowhere, Superman looks, and I think he looks to his left or like to his side.
a little bit, but not directly. Not directly at him, I don't think, but.
Mm-hmm. And then out of nowhere, you paused.
Yep. And this is where you could have been drinking something, but you weren't at the moment, so you were fine. The Wallace's chair explodes in the courtroom. So that's what the chair was. It was a bomb. And
also something to mention here. Lex's assistant was still there in the courtroom. She could have left.
Yep.
But Lex wasn't. Lex wasn't there.
Yeah. So the whole building explodes from the inside. And then we get Superman or farming in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
He is the big sad again.
The best scene in the whole film, him or farming in the courtroom.
Ugh.
Don't you say that. You know it's
okay,
great.
okay. I'm sorry. I was yeah. Then we get Bruce is shocked at what he sees on TV, and then he looks at the clipping of the newspaper that says, "You let your family die." Bruce is angry.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do something about it. Cut to black. And here we are, halfway through the movie. And I think this is a good place to stop for today.
Yeah, with 3:13, of course it would be.
Yeah. It's getting late. But we will probably continue this tomorrow if you'd like to.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, me too. We will discuss part 2 tomorrow night. So be sure to stay for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, be sure to check out our Man of Steel live stream as well. Be sure to subscribe to Don's Comic Domain and my channel, DDM Studios. Anything else to say?
3 hours talking about halfway through the movie. Okay, well, creepy Enderpig, why don't you come up to the stand?
Join us. You haven't even seen it, bro.
Yeah.
You weren't there. I don't know. It's easier to talk about it than, well, it's easier to watch it than talk about it. At least for this, anyway. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow night.
Peace.